dick.
All right, here comes Boogie. Here comes Boogie.
Oh, Boogie's popping in.
The man, the myth, the legend, Boogie 2988.
The book, sir.
What's up, my brothers from another mother?
What up, sir? How are you, sir?
I'm doing real good today. Oh,
we appreciate you coming on, man. You're
are you kidding? I fucking love you guys. Thank you, man.
And
I fucking, Ken is so fucking real. I mean, obviously Kmplxity, everybody else, but fucking Ken's a real motherfucker, y'all. I don't know if you know this.
Hell yeah, dude.
He's trying to be, bro.
Oh man,
I'm trying to get Wings in here because he was all supposed to come in.
What are you guys? So you guys are celebrating your first 1,000 subscribers, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, we are
at 1,050-ish.
Hell yeah, 1,000 to go. 1,000 so far, 1,000,000 to go. You guys are at the top, right?
Yeah, that's the goal, man. That's the goal to just keep on moving as much as we can. That's for sure.
Keep on grinding, man. Keep on grinding.
Hell yeah.
Especially as a hobby.
Yeah, this is definitely just like a hobby, something we want to do, and just we try and be entertaining again and all that jazz. So, it's definitely a great time. I enjoy doing it.
I mean, that's when I found that I was most successful at YouTube, was when it was fun to do. And that's why I think we're kind of successful on lolcow, because it's actually fun to do. It wasn't very fun over the summer for me. But that was
oh yeah,
a different time for me. I had to that show fucking broke me.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it got you back to life.
It could be a good thing, though. Definitely a good thing. And now, looking at it.
Yeah, I think the intelligent thing that happened was you had to burn me down to build me back up, right?
Yep.
And I think I couldn't have got more burned down, could I? And I don't know. It's been fun. The show's really fun. It's the point that I'm making is I'm actually having a lot of fun. You guys having fun over here?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
you have probably had. It's funny that Wings' name is Wings of Redemption, and yet your entire lolcow live arc has been a complete redemption of your character. Like you have completely, like you said, been burnt down and are coming back up as an entertainer. You're off the cuff. You're not worried about like being clipped. If anything, you're more so like doing things to be clipped, to be funny, to be out of pocket, and it's hilarious.
And I'll tell you, this is my sense of humor has always been borderline offensive, borderline cancelable. I mean, straight up cancelable sometimes, I'm fans of like Bill Burr and Richard Pryor and George Carlin, Sam Kinison, all of these guys. I grew up on all of these guys. Watch Bill Burr now. Just watch Bill Burr on Saturday Night Live just 20 minutes ago. And I love that right along the line sense of humor. And I was so terrified to do it because I was Mr. Rogers on the internet. Right. Now I can just be authentically me. I don't give a fuck. I'll say whatever the fuck I want. Who cares?
Exactly. And that's how you have to be.
That's the best way to be, man.
And that's the funny thing, because we were literally just talking to Chris the Narc about it too, where it's like you can't get content locked by your audience. If you can't force if you allow your audience to tell you and dictate what content you're gonna make, you're forever gonna be a slave to them. You have to do the stuff that makes you happy rather than trying to go ahead and please every single person.
Yeah, that's exactly correct.
And man, you really rolled with the punches on the camping trip. So we did have Wings on a couple weeks ago, but Weasley Little Liar has a question. He said, a sincere question: what's Ozempic like? Is it hard to administer, and what are the side effects of it?
The most difficult thing about it is it's $550 a month without insurance. And that's at the half price. I'm paying half because of the coupon on the website. It'll eventually go up to $1,200. So that's the most difficult thing about it. If I was diabetic, I could probably get it for cheaper with my insurance, but I'm not. So once a week, you shoot it in your stomach. You start off at a very, very low dose. And even at the lowest dose, I noticed an almost immediate difference after like a week. I was less hungry. I got full quicker. That was the easiest part. I got very little nauseous because I'm on Zeph bound, not Ozempic. And Zeph bound is it's supposed to be a lot better in terms of like side effects.
The side effects,
second week it was the same, but more of the same. Third week, fourth week, then moved up to the bigger dosage. And each time I moved up to a bigger dosage, I noticed more of the same, but a little bit more food aversion. So there's periods of time like I would be like, oh, it sounds really good right now. It's a piece of candy. And then my brain would be like, ugh. No, it doesn't. It doesn't sound good at all. What is wrong with you?
So kind of like a negative reinforcement.
Yeah. So now that I'm at the maximum dosage, we eat communally in my house. Me, my girlfriend, my roommates. We cook a meal. We share the meal, and I am the pickiest bitch about what we want to eat every day. And what sounds the best to me now is the least fatty, least sugary, most bland thing available.
Well, that's probably because your gut can't take it anymore, right?
Well, I mean, my body, I think it does slow the processing of food in the system, and which is interesting because like I'm pooping every 3 days now, which is just weird for me. I don't know what the hell that's about. And my intake of food is so small that Desi eats more than me now, and she weighs 100 pounds. We'll eat the same things. Chad will make me a bigger bowl of spaghetti. I'll make it a quarter way through my bowl. She'll house her bowl. Yeah. And I'm just like, I don't know. I'm full.
She has to have naturally high metabolism.
Definitely.
If like I'm not trying to comment on her age, but younger people tend to have higher metabolisms. Like when I was in my early 20s, I could damn near eat whatever the hell I wanted, and I wouldn't gain a pound.
It also depends on how active you are too.
Yeah. That girl eats. Like let's see. I'm gonna go through a list of what she ate yesterday. Yesterday morning, she had a cup of noodle. That's like 400 calories. For lunch, we had I think it was a bowl of spaghetti. That was a good 500-600 calories easily.
Oh yeah.
We went and got pink drinks. She got a chocolate croissant with it. There's another 600 calories. Though I did get a couple of sips of the drink and a couple of sips of the bites of the croissant, but I can't eat much. Then we stopped at Arby's, and she had 2.5 of those buffalo chicken sliders. I shared a half of one with her. So that's 800. That's 1,000 calories there.
Oh yeah.
She's got a furnace.
3,000. Yeah. She probably ate 3,000 calories yesterday, and she weighs 104 right now. I don't know.
Wild, dude.
It's wild to me. Yeah.
Yep.
Now, don't get me wrong. She's pretty active. She's pretty active around the house.
Right. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. She likes to nest. She likes to organize. She likes to clean. And at first, when she first moved in here, she was like afraid to do it because she was like afraid to move shit and stuff. And now she just fucking does whatever she wants. So it's kind of crazy. And actually, it's really weird because the house is the nicest it's ever been. I mean, the entire time I lived here, even when I was married, there's like constantly beautiful smells to smell. She's burning candles. She's organizing and cleaning everything. She takes pride in doing it. I don't know. I'm just lucky motherfucker.
She should get with Scentsy, and she should like sell Scentsy's now. I bet she'd probably sell Scentsy's pretty good.
Like they say, man.
Wax warmer.
Wings about to come in.
Sweet.
There he is.
Oh, I was in
the Pepsi pimp himself.
What's up, man?
Wrong fucking chat. Like I was in the after show get.
Oh shit! Sorry about that.
No worries, man. No worries. Go ahead and talk while I go ahead and fix all of this.
So I was gonna say, Boogie, when my wife moved in with me and like before we were engaged or whatever, my whole house changed as far as like smells and organization, decorations and all that. And she was like, "Do you care?" I'm like, "No, have fun. I don't give a shit."
Yeah.
So she just kind of went with it.
Yeah, Desi leaves the game room alone because that's just where I piled up everything. And there's only so much you can do with like the arcade games and shit. But otherwise, I just told her to just go nuts. We actually did something I really wanted to do for the first time in a while. We went through. I have what ADHD people call doom boxes, and it's where you open a box and you shove shit in it so it's out of sight, out of mind. And then you just I have like. If you've seen a video of my house, you'll know I've got all these like little fucking cloth crates all over the house. So there's probably like 20 of them open going right now. She actually went through them all, helped me organize them, got the game convention. I saw like $1,300 worth of Switch games and Wii U games that are just going to rot there. So it's never going to boot the Wii U back up. You can emulate the entire Wii U library. Why the fuck would anybody want a physical disc? I don't know. But they paid, I sold them for market value minus 15%. So there was meat on the bone for any dealers that came by. And it was fucking great. So
that's awesome, dude.
Weasley Little Liar, thank you for the membership, brother. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, bro. How's your day going, bro?
Oh, my day?
Yes,
yeah, how's your day going, bro? Do what?
I had a bad Call of Duty session.
Nice.
Here.
That's rough, brother. That's
Bro.
rough.
Did you go to church today?
No, I slept through that shit.
I don't blame you.
How did Kelly's trip go? Did she have fun?
Yeah, she had a good time. I think it was important because like she gets to spend time with her mother, and her parents are getting up in age now, so it's like
I get you.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
that's wonderful, man.
We just had Kristen Nark on, and he wanted to send his regards to both of you, and he's hope you both are doing very well.
He had some choice words for you, Boogie.
Yeah. That motherfucker hates me. There is a group in the community that in the commentary community. I don't know if Kristen Nark is one of them, but they are upset at how well the podcast is doing, mostly because I'm benefiting from it. They fucking despise me, which I get. Hey, Chris, no hard feelings, man. I like you, Chris, just fine. But I'll blame him. I can't imagine what he had to say.
Hell yeah.
Ken, do you want to go ahead and repeat
it? So he wanted to ask your opinion on Frank Castle and actually fighting him. And would you be willing to like box him? Because we were talking about boxing and shit.
Wait, am I boxing, Chris?
Yes. Yeah.
He wanted to know if you would ever be willing to box Frank Castle and accept his like challenge to do it.
If what is true that I've been told about Frank is true, no. I would not want to benefit him or platform him in any way. And I promise, hand to God on Sammy's life, it's true.
Oh my lord, that's such a cop out, Boogie. Such a cop out.
I have talked firsthand. Now, if this wasn't true, I still wouldn't box him. He's much taller than me, much stronger than me, much younger.
Yeah. There's the actual answer because like you platformed EDP,
no, Mike Plum platformed EDP. I went like in a $2,000 paycheck because Mike Plum wanted me to be in it.
Yeah. But you want to be a paycheck to get knocked out by Frank Castle, dog. I'd be like, if the money's there, I don't care. 50 things.
There you go.
Listen, I'm sorry. I could not get paid $2,000 to be in the same room with a pedophile unless I'm beating their ass.
That's great. Money from it. So I don't know if that documentary is ever coming out, but would you like to hear my entire side of it? Real
yes,
quick,
we would. Yeah, absolutely, bro. Spill the tea.
So Mike Klum knows that I like to be controversial, and that's what we obviously do with the documentary. We really push the edges of bad taste. Yep. And showed like all the worst sides of me and then ramped them up to 11, and he said this on every podcast he went on. So he calls me up and he's like, I'm doing an EDP doc. And I'm like, well, good luck with that. He's like, yeah, we're going to fucking ruin the guy. I'm like, okay, that's now I'm on board. And he's like, I want you to do a spot in it. And I'm like, all right, is there money? He's like, yeah, I'll pay for your travel, pay for your hotel, I'll give you $2,000. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
My bank account's real close to zero. I'll consider it. What do you want me to do? He goes, all right, well, I'm going to have him up here in Cincinnati to film, or not Cincinnati, Cleveland. And I want you to sit down with the guy and talk to the guy. And I'm like, can I scream at him? He's like, yeah, of course. Can I tell him everything in the world? Like I tell him a piece of shit. He's like, yes. But the reality of it is, and this is what you need to know going into it, he's not a pedophile. And I'm like, what? He goes, I do not believe him to be a pedophile. I believe him to be a fat fucking loser who got female attention and wanted to go for it. Now, keep in mind, this is right.
Well, of a child.
Right. The beginning stages of the documentary. He's like, and keep in mind, he never went through with it. He might not have ever really gone through with it. Sat down with the guy. Now, Mike is pretty manipulative, obviously, and that sounds like manipulation. It probably was, right? But I'm like, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to do? He goes, all right, I want you to sit down with a guy, and I want you to tell him you got a date adults. You can only date adults, you fat loser fuck. And I'm like, all right, that sounds great. He goes,
That's
but
funny,
I've written a line, and I think you'll find it funny because you're dating Desi, and she's half your age. And I'm like, oh, what's the line? He says, I want you to say, look, EDP, we all like them young. You just got to wait till they're adults. And I'm like, fuck,
that's a setup.
Terrible.
That's a setup, bro.
Terrible fucking line. It's so funny, and you can't cancel me for that because I'm literally telling the guy, you got to date adults, dipshit.
Yeah.
Right? And so I'm like,
wrong.
Right. So I'm like, that's the viral moment. I got in the fucking car and I drove there. Right. So then I sat down with EDP, and actually, EDP is three things. Number one, he's a little bit charming. Number two, he's the ultimate victim, mostly victimizing himself, obviously, and victimized for the reason he should be.
Right.
And the reason, that leads into the third point, which is he's dying. Like, I'm surprised he's made it to October. He needs a kidney transplant that's never coming because he's an obese fat fuck, and they're never going to give him a kidney, right?
Are both his kidneys fucked?
Yes, it's like 80% failure. He has to get dialysis 4 days a week. And in fact, the day he flew into Cleveland, he had to get dialysis that morning, which kept us all waiting for him all day, right? So then he comes in, and he's still bleeding from the port where they fucking like, because he's on a shitload of blood thinners too. Yeah. So the entire time we're sat down with this guy, he's constantly changing out bandages and constantly bleeding. And he's like, yeah, when I get my new kidney, man, I'm gonna change things up. And I'm like, you're not getting that kidney, man.
Karma's gonna let him do
Yeah, you're not getting that kidney, bro. Ain't no way.
So Mike kept trying to get me to say things that like sounded pedophilic, and I wouldn't really budge off of the one line, right? And mostly what I did is I sat down with EDP. He's like, and Mike's like, talk more about what you guys have in common. I'm like, okay, I'm an obese fat fuck. He's an obese fat fuck. We're both dying. I don't like to fuck kids though.
No cupcakes in your area, huh?
Right. So I don't know if that set down is ever going to be in the documentary. And at this point, based on everything I know about that documentary, I don't know if it's coming out or when. Because I will say, and I don't want to ruin Mike's buzz here, but I will say that documentary will be so goddamn shocking and toxic that I don't even know how you put that in the world.
Jeez, that's crazy.
I'm ready to watch that documentary.
Hell yeah, dude! Oh, everybody's gonna eat off of that. Are you crazy? Oh my god! Oh yeah. As long as comes out, as long as he doesn't do like Alex Novell style, where he pretty much says everything that's going to be in the documentary on a podcast, and then puts out the documentary like 2 months later, and it's like you watch it, and everything that he said in that documentary is on Locale Live. Like everything he said in that documentary was already said on your guys' podcast.
So, and that's why I'm not saying the things that I know, but I will say. Mike Klum is an artist, and so he got EDP to agree to do some insane shit, and he did it the same. I'm sure he manipulated him the same way that he manipulated me, which is like, look, this is an opportunity for rebirth for you. This is an opportunity to do all this stuff like that. I'm sure that's what he was telling EDP the whole time. To get him to do this stuff, but he did some of the most shockingly degrading shit. Whatever your imagination is coming up with right now, it ain't it. It's wild. I can't believe it. But the other thing, one more thing about EDP, I'll say, is he's barely a functioning human. His brain does not work.
Damn. I mean, he's attracted to kids, so yeah. No, it doesn't work.
Can I say something about that?
Sure,
I don't think he's attracted to kids. I think I think the opportunity was there, and the person just happened to be somebody pretending to be a 13-year-old. I think if that same person was 75 years old and was like a chronic smoker, he'd still be down.
Yeah, I will tell you that might have been true at the time. I will tell you now at this stage, hand to God, I will tell you he's 100% minor attracted. I don't think because I guess there's a difference, and I learned while talking to DDP, there's a difference between a pedophile and being minor attracted, and neither are defensible in my opinion. So don't.
You don't want to be.
You don't want to be an apologist.
Right, but I guess a pedophile is somebody who's prepubescent, and minor attracted is looking for a pubescent person, but is not of legal age. And fuck you if you want either, because I can tell you for a fact, if a 20, I don't know how old EDP is, 30 years old, if I remember, something like that. If a 30-year-old man fucks a 14-year-old girl, you have effectively ruined that girl's life. Get fucking eat cyanide.
Yeah, well, here's my thing. If it was a singular event, you could, I would say, okay, you could not myself or anybody that I would want to really associate with, you could make that argument of, oh, it could have been anybody, but hasn't he been like caught like multiple times now?
I think he's been caught like 3 times.
Yeah, and
like 3 times. He's been catfished 3 times. But like, here's the thing you got to put into perspective. He had everything and lost it all, and he did it again. Like right, like when 13-year-old came, he lost his YouTube channel, lost his cars, lost his job, lost his future. You know, he lost the ability to probably get that kidney because he had enough money to be on the list. Right? He probably ended up killing himself with that choice. And then he did it again. That to me says that he's found success that nobody knows about somewhere.
Right.
And he keeps hoping to, grab that, unicorn by the horn again.
Because he was on some 4th tier streaming site, some random off the wall, like only had like 100, like some very, very small hole in the wall streaming site that he got found on like the second time. And then like he has like
no. He was in Gideon's Discord.
I didn't know that.
No, it was in Gideon's Discord. Like he was supposed to go on Gideon's show. Gideon paid $200 because at that time he was offering money for interviews.
Right.
He didn't have no money. And Gideon paid him the money, and he got into the Discord, and there was like a girl there that recognized him and gave him like a little bit of clout. And this is a legitimate girl. Like I think she's like 15 or something. And he started talking sexual with her, and she just kept sending the logs right over to Gideon. Like, as like,
oh my God.
Dated.
That's why Gideon was in the net. It was in that second video with, what's that guy's name? The Skeeter John.
Well,
okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Skeeter Gene.
Well, the thing is that you don't want to. It's like a comedian said. Like, there's a difference between pedophilia, neurophilia, all these other things, but you can't make defenses for him without people looking at you and calling you a pedophile.
Yeah.
Like, it's best to just be like, you know what, leave the kids alone, or let's just walk away. Like,
basically, Just take the Nick Merckx approach.
Yeah, and just walk. There's nothing worth it.
Oh yeah.
It's like I don't fully understand the whole prepubescent versus pubescent shit like what Boogie was talking about. Yeah. But like you would think like 13's like one step over a tween. They can't be that far away from just being a child.
It sounds like a
lot
of explanation for me, for somebody who should be at the end of a shotgun barrel. All right.
Yeah.
Firing squad. Like, listen, it's just not. Yeah, no, it's absolute AIDS it's a even. I can't. And it's crazy. 100%. It's crazy though too, because it's like these people get this level of fame and then they turn around and they think like nothing can stop them, like nothing can bring them down. They can get away with anything. Like look at like Jack Doherty, right? He got super famous, super quick, and then he goes out, crashes his McLaren. And then there was also was he a Black Ops stream? No, a CSGO streamer who like 2 years ago killed a family of 3 by crashing his McLaren on the opposite side of the highway.
McLarens, bro.
Yeah, it's just McLaren. These people do crazy stuff.
McLarens are the easiest supercar to buy. Like Ferraris, you got to be on a waiting list. Porsches are just a little bit too expensive. McLarens are the Nissan of supercars. Let's be real here.
That's a good point.
Regardless, it just seems like people get to this level of clout that makes them think that they're more than just like a micro celebrity. McSkillet, yeah, exactly, Weasley. And they turn around and they're just like, oh, I can get away with anything. They think that like they have the world by the balls, basically.
But like, how wild are you that when you're like, man, now I can do anything? I guess I'll bang kids. like what? How?
You had to.
That makes sense.
My reaction was like, I'm going to become a Disney adult and go to Disneyland and hang out, and then go to theme parks for fun. That was my fuck you money, and his fuck you money was, I'm going to bang a 13-year-old.
Yes.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's a base take.
like literally, like what fuck you money for me is like, oh, I get to buy whatever game I want without having the implication of I might not have money for something else later. Woo!
Yeah.
Think about EDP though. Let's think about EDP. He's a black guy that doesn't fit the stereotype. Plus, he's overweight. I mean, you guys haven't seen this, but me and Boogie have seen what EDP's packing, and it ain't much.
Yeah.
Well, is there a story there? How did that happen?
It hit the man where it hurts.
No,
Mike Klum during Mike
has
Klum
pictures
interviews,
of it.
Yeah, he printed out the photos.
That's wild,
I did an interview for the documentary as well, and like he showed me photos of it, like him jerking off with it and stuff like that.
Bro.
Is that like the barrier to entry for a Mike Klum video?
No, I was like, how does that naturally come up in conversation? Like, hey, but wait, want these dicks?
He shows a bunch of like he had my shit sandwiched. He's like, here's a text log, here's a text log, here's a picture of him sending poop. Here's his dick. You know, he had it sandwiched.
Dude, that's some crazy stuff. Yeah, that's like if you're when you're younger or like 17, 18 and you're there at the doctor's office with your parents and they're like, do you smoke? Do you do drugs? Are you fucking?
No.
That's crazy.
Leave the room, please.
Yeah. That's wild.
I still don't understand sending your poop to someone you're trying to bang.
Dude, unless they're into it. Like, and even then, I still can't understand that. That's crazy.
That's that cat shit.
Freaking oxymoron right there.
I can't with the cat.
Oh my gosh. So there.
But
go kid.
I just want to say real quick. So I just want to give you both kudos on your videos. I thought that that you did for Lolcow. I thought that I thought they were different, but they kind of matched y'all as far as who you guys are personally.
Yeah.
I know Keem was going to be a little critical just because I guess he has a different eye of what he really wanted. But I also know sometimes Keem doesn't give exactly what he wants. So trying to decipher what Keem's brain is thinking can be a little difficult sometimes.
Yeah, I figured that because he's like, the charity was boring. I'm like, dog, it's charity. It's supposed to be somber with soft music and you're giving. Like, that's what a charity video looks like.
It's not supposed to be a rock.
If you wanted us to like throw $100 bills at homeless people, tell us you want us to throw $100 bills at homeless people.
That is exactly what he wanted us to do, by the way. He wanted us to recreate bum fights.
Yeah, he wanted you guys to be able to be clipped out of context. That's what it is. Because like I'm pretty sure Jack Doherty's done that, where he went around throwing like stacks of 100, which totaled up to like 1,500, and was just throwing it or making it rain on homeless people. And it's like he wanted that rage bait. It sounds like.
Have y'all ever seen bum fights?
A little bit.
Unfortunately,
I watched all three of them. Right. This is because you got to think back when they came out. This is a little different, but in my head,
you're on the ordering list. I got you.
Exactly. So basically, the very end of Bum Fight 2 was the diving for crack in the pool, and they put crack rocks with rocks like in like sandwich baggies and time like threw them in the pool and had the crackheads diving trying to find the crack rocks in the bottom of the pool,
bobbing for crack.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. And then at the end, well, you could smoke whatever crack you had. You know, to me, that's almost like Keem's charity that he wanted to do something on that level. You know what I mean?
So Newport wants us to ask if you guys should know about the Gooner, right? The movie that. So he wants to know.
I didn't know people actually knew the name of it because we just did a meeting on it. I was trying to keep.
Oh, you did do okay. So he wanted to know: is this actually a greenlit project? Like, is this something Keem is legitimately trying to do, or was this like? a one-off haha funny moment.
Only
It's in the planning stages. Whether it fall apart, who knows?
No, it's past planning.
Play the
Like
killer.
it's at the script stage, and we're also scouting locations.
Dude.
That's beautiful.
There you go, Newport.
That's awesome.
Hey, Locale Live or Locale Live clips. Go ahead, clip that, put it out, man. That's cool. That's
There you
awesome.
go.
Yeah.
I was
Locale Live production.
If y'all need me for anything, I'm more than willing to, be in the movie. So if y'all need me,
You probably don't want to be in this movie.
No, you don't want to be in this movie, dude. This is gonna be like a real.
We're gonna reach out to Kmplxity to see if he wanted to be the Gooner.
Oh my god! I actually think Ken should play the Gooner when he's in costume.
No,
my god, that'd be amazing.
I will tower over everybody.
Hold on. If the Gooner has like a henchman, you can call him like the Gimp, and Ken, because he's so tall, can be totally blacked out and be the Gimp.
Oh yeah.
But you realize the Gooner is a complete incel. Like he's like, he just fascinates sorority girls.
Like H-Stack as Gooner.
I don't know how to play. I don't know how to play an incel. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, or if you need like a narrator, I can narrate any part of it. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Or if
if y'all need somebody, let me know.
Or if it's gonna be like a silent, if the Gooner is gonna be silent, Ken could end up being like his inner thoughts, like with Boy Kills World or something like that. That would be interesting too. He could do that.
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna is Keem thinking of like crowdfunding this, or are you guys gonna do maybe like a stream for it to crowdfund or anything, or is this coming out the pocket?
We're most likely going to come out pocket.
Yeah, I'm hoping we get like a straight up investor. Yeah.
That would be badass.
Yeah,
that would be dope. I mean, that's the whole kind of thing. Like, if you guys were like, hey, we'll have crowdfunding, and if you donate, like kind of like how crowdfunded movies do it,
I can tell you this, it's going to be like Terrifier, though. It's
Terrifier.
Supposed to be hyper gore.
Hyper gore. I'm down for that. 100%. I'm down for that.
It's just gonna be like the old '90s to early 2000 movies, where as soon as somebody's like fucking on screen, they're gonna die. Like Jason's gonna come.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Keem just put out this tweet. It's like, do you find yourself rewatching 80s movies all the time?
Right.
You want to live in them. And like, that's clearly where his mindset is right now.
Mm-hmm.
And having grown up in the 80s as a white man, just let me say, it fucking rocked. I'll blame one bit. That was a good fucking time, y'all.
Well, I thought the 90s were awesome.
and Corvettes.
Like, looking back on the 90s, I thought the 90s were awesome to grow up in.
90s is pretty fucking lit.
Because,
for sure.
dude, I remember like using the VHS player and recording Beavis and Butthead without my mom knowing that we had to watch it at home before she got home, bro. God, I remember doing that shit. God, I feel old.
Nah, dude. No, I understand. Even though I was born in the 90s, I grew up definitely with a 70s to a 90s vibe, man. Like, my music is all, I can definitely do old school. I can't really do new school stuff, man. I still listen to old ballad songs. Like, we've even talked about this. Like, I can listen to good, like hardcore music, and then I can also go listen to like some Whitney Houston or something. Or I'll love my old school movies, dude. Old school horror movies are great. I love like the movies that just came out. Ken, what was it? X and
which one?
The porno ones, the horror movies that just came out.
It was
Pearl and X and
Maxine.
and Maxine. Like those movies, like with that time period set movie, horror movie, is so good.
Anything by Neon is fucking gold lately. Neon is the production company that did like the movie you're talking about, Maxine.
Well, it was A20. It was an A24 film, right? I think they were the producers or the yeah. Those are legit. I love them. I love their films.
Yeah, those are so good.
Well, Neon's like Blumhouse. Like, there's another production company.
Yeah, I used to, so like back in the day, they had a Lionsgate films. Like Lionsgate did all the Saws, the Rob Zombie films,
right,
like the crazy like horror gory films from back in the day. They did those. Those were good. So is there actually going to be a Locale show today?
I think we just got a text saying the plan might be falling through, so we might have to reschedule for tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hear you.
That's good because I wanted to go watch Heretic today, and I'm like, the time is after showtime.
Dude, can I say, by the way, I'm probably gonna spend the day playing Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I have not played a Call of Duty game in a really long time. I was mostly a Battlefield player because I like the big open maps and like not the constant murders. And
don't talk to Wings about that. He hates it.
I actually started. Keem's like, you need to download it. You need to start playing. In fact, he sent me one of the funniest texts I've ever received. Okay, he said, Boogie, you've been a fat nerd your whole life. You need to sit down and play some Call of Duty like a fucking man.
That's funny.
And I'm like, that he's right. Fuck.
Maybe he should tell you how he really feels.
I'm just waiting for you and Keemstar to get put in my lobbies.
Yeah.
I think it'd be really cool. Bro. Imagine me, Ken, Complexity, Keemstar, Boogie, and Wings all in one lobby. That'd be crazy.
Yeah,
my lobbies were brutal.
Bro, I'm down to play, man. Like, just let me know.
I'm being handed to the worst fucking lobbies possible because my KD is like 0.1 or something, and I'm still getting constantly murdered.
Oh,
so, I have watched Wings' live streams, and there are times where he'll get killed and he'll be like, what the fuck was that? And I'll even be like, what the fuck was that? Then you see the kill cam. Yeah, you'll see the kill cam. They have like the tiniest peak shooting through a leaf, through a tree, around a tree. Like some of these people go hardcore, dude. Like
no, I hate when you look at an angle and you just die. Like your character had a heart attack. It's like, what the fuck just happened?
There's no sniper glint or anything, bro.
That's one of the funniest things is the ragdoll is hilarious in this game. Like you can fall over, shit, your body gets blasted. Like you might get obliterated by a shotgun, but at least you're gonna look funny as fuck when you do it because you get flung backwards.
Oh yeah.
Most lobbies had shotguns.
This Call of Duty is great.
Have you thought about fucking with like the third person Wings, like the third person play? Yeah.
See, like people are hypercritical of my gameplay, so like I tend to stay in TDM search because like they don't want to be like you're camping in an objective mode.
If you camp in the objective, you know what I mean, like kind of like hard point, right? Like
I spend way too much time in face off right now.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get that dark matter. That's
Boogie, I think if you did stream your Call of Duty, I think if the two of you guys streamed Call of Duty on LOLCal Live, I think you'd get like some good views. Like a members only. And then if you guys sent...
That's definitely the goal. We're working our way up to it.
And then if you guys end up setting like donation goals, like every 50 you have to change a loadout or something like that, or if someone donates 100, they could pick your loadout and you have to play like 5 games with that or something like that. Like it kind of like a grief. I know it's more difficult when you care about like doing really, really good, but it's like kind of like a grief stream.
That don't bother me at all because like I use all the guns.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think that would be great, though. I think that would be pretty awesome because I know that Doza, thank you for the gifted membership, brother.
Appreciate it, Doza. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Big up, Doza. Nice car, by the way.
So I think that would be great because we know that the what was it, the killer aliens or killer clowns from outer space or something like that?
Yeah.
I know that game stream didn't do the best, but I think it was just because it was like. It was like, wasn't it like a 48-hour turnaround or something like that for you guys to try and get that?
It was quick.
It was
It's also a game that's not as entertaining to watch, really.
Yeah, it's not. The game was bad. I wanted it to be good. It was bad.
I think the game is one of those where like you play it, it's a whole other feeling because like you're in the moment. It's a lot more fun. But when you're watching it and you're only seeing one perspective or you're seeing multiple perspectives, it's not going to be as because you don't have the same feeling as the people that are playing.
Yeah, I was gonna say because whenever like if all you see is Keem stream and like everyone else is playing, it's not like where you see like highlights of everybody. You just see one
perspective. Yeah, and and then the other thing about it too was like Keem wasn't the most gracious loser either.
No.
He just kept accusing them of like being like a tryharding. But it's like, dude, you're a random, just nobody person going up against killer clowns from space. Like, it's literally built to be difficult. It's just like playing Dead by Daylight or any of those other games where you have to run around.
It's one of those games where like you got to play with friends to make it fun.
Right.
If you don't play with friends, it's just not going to be fun.
It's also one of those games where you like video games, like as I've learned from being like 13, 14 to now being almost 30 is like the less you can't care about it as much, man. Like, even if you're really good at the game, the more you care about it, the more it'll consume you, and the less fun you'll have with it.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, you have to just be like,
that's why
I lost 6 games in a row.
Jordy
oh well.
Hates Call of Duty now. And then so so when I first met Desi, I'm obviously a gamer, so I started getting her on like some pretty casual board games, right?
Right.
And because she didn't really have much of a gamer language. She grew up on like some apps, some Minecraft, stuff like that. But when it came time to like card games and rules and stuff like that, so she would like try really hard to learn the game and then be a very sore fucking loser. So eventually I set her down in front of Magic and I taught her how to play Magic. And I'm like, look, it's a 2-player game. So logically, what does that mean? And she's like, I don't know. It's like, logically, it means you're going to lose about half your games. Right. So if you're going to play games like this, Marvel Snap, Magic the Gathering, any of that, you're going to have to get used to losing more than half. Now, if you lose like 9 out of 10, get mad because something's wrong and we need to fix it, right? But if you're winning 45% of your games, 40% of your games, you're doing pretty good as a beginner. So just get used to losing. And I think that's Jordy's biggest issue is, number one, he's good at the fucking game. Number two, he has to play it. Number three, he takes it too fucking serious.
Well, it's also, I will give him this, it's also tied in with his revenue stream. So that's kind of, I would assume that would be the more reason why it's more serious.
Couple caveats. I'm a sore loser. I've always been a sore loser.
Oh yeah,
like I'm the type of guy in Little League. If we lost the game, I kick dirt on the fucking team's shoe instead of giving them a high five. It's only a good thing if I fucking win.
I hope your family gets hit by a
like that's who I am as a person. Like I only have one mode, which is try hard, and that goes to every game I ever play.
So
it's like to this day, like y'all talking about the killer clowns thing. Like Boogie killed me one time during the killer clown stream, and I think about it daily. Like,
you hold yourself to way too high a standard. Yeah, Ken.
Because like I was walking around killing the clowns. I had like 6 clown kills in one game or some shit like that. And like they were hyping up Brady. I was like, I'm gonna bitch Brady out. Come on over here.
That's funny as fuck.
Before anybody goes, Weasley had a tech question. Favorite over-the-ear any headphones, specifically the battery lo-fi? I don't do, so I'm just rocking regular stuff right now. If anything, I'd probably go with like a Turtle Beach or something like that. As far as like earphones or something, I do inner ear skull candies. Like, listen, I'm telling you, I do not spend money on that type of stuff. If I'm going to be getting
Pixel buds, bro.
I don't spend $400 or $500 on stuff that's going to go. But anyways, Wings and Boogie, you guys have the floor because you would know way more. What's your gaming headset?
I can't co-sign on the headset that I'm wearing right now because I don't know how Logitech is doing it. But this is a pair of Astros when Astro was an independent company. This is before Logitech bought them. You can get some 2013 or 2014 Astros. Those are amazing. Like I've owned 3 pair of Astros in my entire life, and I've never replaced them because they failed. I've always replaced them because of wear. Like the headband will get a little loose, or like something will happen. Astros are 100% quality. They're good for sound. They're good for music. They're comfortable. You can wear them almost all day.
Okay,
right? If you want an all-around headset, old Astros are good. I can't speak on the current ones, but if I had to get a current headset, it'd be the Astro A40s, or it would be something along the line of the Steel series. Fuck Razer, fuck Skull Candy, and all these other, especially fuck Turtle Beach. Turtle Beach is the lowest quality headset you could possibly buy in the gaming market.
Oh, Big Jono, thank you for a subscription. Okay, so if
you want something other than gaming, these are Sennheisers. This is the best stuff you want to get that's going to be in a budget for music.
Oh yeah.
Sennheisers are amazing.
So I had these for listening for music and movies.
Okay, so I totally messed up on what he said. He said ANC. I thought he meant any, but active noise CXLs. So I would assume it's anything. But for me, so because
active
normally, active noise cancellation. So for me, when I don't wear like any of this stuff, headphones or earphones or anything like that, I don't spend a bunch of money on it because generally when I'm wearing it or using it, I'm either working or I'm working. So I don't want to break it. I don't want to spend a lot of money on something that could be broken.
Can I speak on this?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's their question to you guys.
Astros are gaming headsets. Like if you notice on the side here, I don't know if you make me big. This is a noise canceling ear plate, and Astros you can pop them off. Like these are the ones for comfort. Here's the noise cancellation ones. They just pop right the fuck on. Bang, noise canceling.
I will say I just used whatever headphones they gave me when I was famous, and I just had like 10 pairs. I've slowly worked my way through since my bubble burst. I think I have 2 pairs left. But the best one they ever sent me was fucking Sennheisers, and I'm so disappointed that I broke them. I'm so during a meltdown on the live stream, I fucking whacked them like this and destroyed them.
Okay. I think Sennheiser has just like the standout like audio quality for basic like just sound. I don't know that they're microphones, but for me, I'm using the Arctis Nova Pro wireless, and I love mine. Now, some people say my microphone doesn't sound very good, but all your audio coming to me sounds great, so I can't complain too much.
So I use the I think they're Astro A20s. And the reason why I do is because I have a Series X and a PS5, so I actually have dongles for different dongles, so I can actually use the same headset for both. And then
I have mine because
for it
goes to both.
Yep, and then
A40s are the same way.
Okay, and then just for like my regular ones that hooked up my phone, I do Pixel Buds because I have a Google phone, so
which like the Apple earbuds and Pixel Buds, if you can use that, those are really good sound quality.
Those are great. I have.
They are.
I don't have them on me right now, but my AirPods Pros,
like I can't.
My AirPods Pros 2 are so fucking good. Like that, you can literally be in a room with transparency on. You can hear the music coming from like Walmart. Like if you're listening to like music, you can hear the store music. Turn on the active noise canceling, you can hear it just fade out. It's great. It's cool.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, like I said, manual labor. So if anything I purchase for any music quality, as long as it's good enough and I won't cry if it breaks, that's it. That's for me. That's it for me, man. Yep. I can't be spending a couple $100 on something that might break. He says, yes, thank you for all the tips. I'm looking for 150 or less. Sennheiser is a big option. Gonna check out Pixel and Astro too. So glad that they can help you out, Weasley.
Astro is way out of your budget if you're at $150. Like the headset I have on in the configuration I have it on is about $450.
Hey, you might want to just save that $150 each month to get up to it, Weasley. At least you have the information.
I was going to say this. Here's Woody's Gamertag gave me this information, and I want to share it with you.
Go for it.
Buy it right or buy it twice. The most expensive way to buy a $400 chair is to buy a $150 chair before you buy the $400 chair.
Yep. Yep, yeah. And that's what I told Ken too when he was looking for a face cam, and he asked like, should I go with 1080p or 4K? I said, dude, just do 4K, or else you're going to be buying 4K in the future anyways. Like, why buy it twice?
Definitely makes sense. Yeah, definitely makes sense.
You used to work at Best Buy. You should know this. This should be like your selling point.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah. So, like I said, like when I got laid off, I was doing repair, and then before that, I was doing appliances, installing delivery, home theater stuff. That's why I'm never going to buy Samsung. Fuck Samsung. And then
well, let me ask you this: did you ever do the TV stuff, Ken?
Yeah, I did 2.5 years.
So like, I am bouncing around the idea of creating a home theater, right? Because like I'm under the impression that theaters are going to go away in the next 10 years.
Oh yeah,
and I love the theater experience.
Home theater now.
Like I've always heard burn-in issues with like LG TVs because LG TVs, like good ones, are like $4,000. Yeah, OLEDs. Like, is it worth getting an OLED, or is it the Quantum Dot the better option for not having burn-in or anything like that?
So for me, I have a 77-inch C9 in my theater, if you want to call it a theater. I've had that thing going on 5 years, and I have no burn-in whatsoever.
The C9, is that an LG TV?
Yeah, so, yeah, LG. It's the first iteration they had where all the HDMIs were 2.1. Because I do my gaming I'm a console guy. I don't do PC gaming, so all my stuff is in there. And then me personally, I like the OLEDs just because with bigger screens, it's kind of like taking a picture and zooming in. It gets a little distorted a little bit, but with OLED, you can go as big as you want and it looks perfect, right?
Well, they're also doing like HD, 10K, 4K, HDR built into they're doing all these new iterations for TVs.
Thing. 8K is a gimmick, right? We're nowhere near having native 8K.
There's no way the pixelation will go there. Yeah.
Because like I was considering getting like a 32-inch monitor that was LG with OLED, but I'm like I'm afraid because like I sometimes leave my PlayStation on and it'll just be on the PlayStation home menu.
Burn out.
And I'm afraid some of that will burn in.
So the cool thing with LG, and Sony has it also, is it has what they call the pixel refresher or the cleaner. So I do that on the first of every month because that's when I get my VA check. That's how I know to do it. So it basically is like an 1.5 to 2 hour process, and it washes the pixels electronically. So that way it helps stop burning. It's also built in to do it, I think, after every 500 or 750 hours. It may have changed, but it's built in to do that automatically anyway. But you could do it every day, and it's not going to hurt anything.
So
I also love LG. I love LG. I think they're the best TV on the market. Really good. I feel this is what I tell people, which Wings, you'd appreciate this. LG's a Chevy Tahoe, but a Sony's a Cadillac Escalade. It's basically the same thing, just with a few extra bells and whistles on it.
I've always heard Sony had terrible TVs. Like I've never heard that.
So I'm talking about OLED TVs. If you look at like their top of the line televisions, they are good. Now Sony is good because like their mid-range TV is not bad. But if you look at the price point, LG is the better way to go for price point.
So I just wanted to interject real quick. Big Jono said, "Wings of Education, love your snippets, Jordy." So shout out to you for the educating on the noise cancellation and everything. Bridges said that OLED burn isn't an issue anymore with pixel retention fixes that, and says that Sony 77A95L best TV out at the moment currently.
Yeah, and that Sony OLED.
Yeah, and that Wings, if you're looking to go ahead and get one, make sure it's a TV with Dolby Vision on it. Big Jono also said that he picked up an 85-inch TV with 90 OE last month. TVs are great value these days. They are. Like TVs, like the plasma TVs back in the day, man, for 1080p at like 5,000, and now you're up to, fake 8K, 10K for like $2,000 isn't bad.
Yeah, I paid $3,000 for a 1080p TV. I put a bayonet through.
Yeah, I remember that. Dude, the famous boop.
That was a 52-inch Samsung. I paid $3,000 for when it first 1080p was new technology.
Yeah.
Well, see, here's the thing, though, man. Like I'll say this: LG has that 86-inch behemoth, and I'm not shy to say this. That is a terrible television because some people think bigger is always better when it's not, right? So the a good rule of thumb is if it has less than 4 HDMI ports, don't buy it.
Oh, that's true.
Kind of that's the way I look at it. Also, like the Black Friday TVs are never worth buying.
Yeah, Hisense sucks ass because they glue the screen to the board. You're limited to how long their backlighting is really for anything else because their backlighting is going to burn out in 2 years. And then you got to throw the
that's
TV away.
Exactly what happened to my most recent fucking television. I guess it's back in 2020 that I replaced it, but 4 years later, I have half the backlights fucking out, and it's just what's that really cheap Walmart brand that everybody buys?
Vizio.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so trash, dude. But they'll make it, man. They'll go for it, or like.
If I wanted to like buy twice actually comes into effect. It's like, dude, you don't get these Chinese TVs where they glue the screen onto the board and like they use the cheapest black light possible, and their whole selling point is being the cheapest price point in the store. Oh, here's a 65-inch TV for $400.
Right.
Buy that.
$400. There's a reason for it.
Newport.
At this point, don't get me wrong. I would just go ahead and buy another 70-inch television for $500. Just because, I'll replace it every couple of years.
Right. But you're not. Here's what you're not getting. You're not getting the good colors. You're not getting the new technology. You're also not getting like quality, like a good.
You're also constantly having to upgrade.
He hates Samsung, but like a good Samsung Quantum.TV, if you take care of it, will last you 8 to 15 years. Whereas you're changing the other one out every 2 years. So like you paid $1,200 for that Samsung TV, or you've went through 6 $500 TVs in the same time period.
I do have a 3D Vizio that I bought back in 2013 that I use almost all the time. and it's still fucking chugging along. It's insane. I don't know what the fuck it was
back then. TVs were made a lot different back then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing now, a lot of TVs nowadays, they're literally computers.
Well, a lot of like technology, like TVs or monitors are now being built around gaming on it, not even built to like watch. You know, they're built for the highest rendering of pixels, the highest value possible.
Look at it. LG was the first one to put actual NVIDIA software in their television. That's why I got the C9, because when the C9 came out, it was the first one to have the NVIDIA in it. So it does an upscaling for TV, and you can actually pick what HDMI port you use for gaming, so it automatically upscales that HDMI port.
Right. Mono says, y'all play on the TV. I'd be playing on Samsung fridge.
Oh yeah.
I play on Samsung
so TV
4K monitor.
If I were to buy a Samsung 70-inch QLED 4K television for $900, would that be a reasonable purchase?
That's basically what I have. I have the 65-inch variant of that.
That's a throw.
I enjoy it.
Is it worth it trying to future-proof with 8K?
No.
4K is like where we're gonna max out at. Like there's no pixel resolution between 4, 8, and 10 isn't high enough.
Well, there was a study done, I think it was like 6 years ago, where basically scientists and optometrists did an eye test, and people cannot naturally see the difference in 4K and 8K unless someone points it out. If someone points it out, then you can tell.
Well, and then on top of it too, there was like the real life tracking ish for like curved TVs and stuff like that was actually causing nauseation for people too, because it was like what they called true TV or true pixel was messing with people's visuals, and they were actually getting nauseous from watching it, like motion sickness. So yeah, it's definitely not a true 8K. Like we can't see that pixelation.
No.
So it's a stalwart.
My thought with 8K television is like you're not getting that with cable TV.
No.
You might get something like that with Blu-ray, but like it's so limited especially with like streaming options to get something like that over the air. And like you can't game on it. We're barely able to do 4K gaming, and it's in its infancy.
Well, you gotta.
That's literally why I hope people, whenever they go, like I hope when kids are asking for the PS5 Pro this Christmas, mom and dad actually look into like what the difference is between the PS5 and the PS5 Pro. I mean, sure, the games are going to load faster, and there's going to be some render differences.
I don't even think they load faster, honestly. Like, don't the PS5 have an M.2 in it?
But in terms of like the visual, it's not going to change a whole lot.
Like I'm playing on the PS5 right now, Pro, and like I can't tell a difference.
It's
like,
not.
I haven't played a game designed to like, use the extra horsepower yet, but like it loads about the same. It plays about the same. It's a little bit perkier, like with the menus. Like there's no delay. But like that's about it. That's for news wise.
So Big Jono, to be honest, projectors really aren't there yet. I think they're barely like past 1080p at this point. Like he's talking about like video projectors and stuff, like movie projectors.
But that's not true. Maybe consumer level, but like Christine projectors can easily do.
Yeah, but affordable for regular in-home buy.
Yeah.
No, you're better off buying
you're better off buying a TV.
83-inch. Buy an 83-inch OLED. You'll be a lot happier.
Right. And mono TV. That's what I was saying. The curved TVs are terrible. That's
I just
why
think 83 inches is too big for like a theater room. It's like sitting at the front of the theater itself. I feel like 65-70 is the happy spot.
Well, yeah. Well, it depends on how far back you go and how far back you're sitting. So my game room is 23 feet long by 13 feet wide. So my couches are about 14 to 15 feet away, and my 77 is damn near perfect for that size.
Yeah, see, I have a 65 in my room, and it takes up like a quarter of my wall, but it's everything I need it for. You know what I'm saying?
Well, see, so I'll put this into perspective. I was me and my buddy were installing a TV in a house. He got the 85-inch LG. We were like, all right. So we're like, where's it going? He was like, it's going in my bedroom. I was like, okay. So we went up to the bedroom, bro. I'm telling you, from the bed to the wall was not even 5 feet. Right? Jeez. It was very small. The dude had surround sound ready to go, and he was like, I'm only going to hook up my laptop to it. I was like, So he's probably streaming some shit or watching some other Gooner material. We're gonna
so
weird fucking people
gotta have
out
the
there,
blacks
man.
be true blacks for that.
So Bridges says that avoid Samsung OLED though, as they don't have access to Dolby Vision.
They're trash.
Freaking hold up. Weasley says that's your TV is that's a Mandingo TV. The 85-incher. And then the other thing I wanted to say is this reminds me, like us talking about this right now reminds me of old school PKA mic talk, but we're talking about TVs instead.
This is where I shine the most at. What are you talking about?
100%, bro.
Oh, dude, I loved the mic talk, dude. Oh my god, I loved the mic talk, the truck talk back on old PKA. Loved it.
Dude, there's some weird fucking people you meet, man, doing their shit. Weird fucking people.
Absolutely.
You ever turn a TV into like a hoarder house?
Oh, all the time, dude.
Man got a 75-inch OLED and there's roaches ready to crawl on it.
Keeping it nice and warm.
I'll do one better. Pet hoarders. Doing TV for.
Oh,
there was one where you talk about cat piss. Like there was this woman wanted the TV super fucking low, and the cat jumped on it, would like pee on it. Right. Keep in mind, she had like 20 cats.
Right.
Dude, I walked in there, and this is during COVID, so we were wearing the mask and shit. Dude, I wore 2 masks. That shit still slapped me in the face, and I had 2 cats.
Dude, same. When I was doing TVs and stuff like when I worked for TV, I'm not gonna say the name of the company, but do it like installing TVs and all that. I had the mask on, and as I was walking up to this person's house, they had a screen door, and I could smell how many cats they had walking up the driveway. When I got to their TV, I was looking at it, and I'm like, how is this TV like pixelated and fuzzy without even being on? It was the cat hair stuck and caked to the TV. And I was just like, dude, I can't.
So we were I was doing another job at this gay couple's home, and they had a shit ton of cats too. Bro, the power strip behind the center console, bro, was just covered. I mean fucking covered. And it's an embarrassing conversation to have with somebody because they couldn't figure out what was wrong. And I was like, can I be 100% honest with you? They're like, yeah. I'm like, I'm not here to judge you. I'm just telling you, you got cat piss all over your fucking thing. I'm like, it's just not going to work.
Right.
So I'm like, you need to figure this out, dude.
Dude, there's been so many times I crawled up under a person's house, and I'm like, I just want to let you know, you got a dead animal under there. And there were times where they'd be like, can you not say anything to the kids? Can you not say anything to the kids? And I'm just like, that's why I pulled you aside. Like, like I don't know if you lost a cat or what.
Yeah, it's fucking wild.
It's crazy. Oh my gosh. But so I saw that Wings, you picked up the PS5, right?
The Pro.
So how's that going for you? Is there any big differences between the Pro?
I just explained it like 2 seconds ago.
Sorry. Listen, I'm reading chat. Hey, you guys get to be able to just be on, talk to each other. I'm reading chat and doing all this other stuff. Sorry.
So my understanding of the PlayStation Pro, the way they were trying to sell it was like, look, the regular PlayStation, you're gonna either have to pick 60 frames per second or slightly higher fidelity, and most people are picking 60 frames per second. So they're like, now you no longer have to make that choice. The game will automatically do both. And most people who've played with one have said they really can't tell the difference, even on their giant 75-inch televisions. Dang. Can you tell the difference?
Like I said, I haven't really played anything that actually requires all the extra horsepower that it has. I play games for like I'm playing Diablo 2 right now. It's like it's not pulling any kind of real power.
So even on max settings and everything.
The games they suggested with like that were going to look the best is like Spider-Man 2, God of War, all of their first person perspectives. But like they gave an example of like Last of Us 2 remastered or whatever. And like they showed a screenshot, and on one screenshot you couldn't see inside the window of a tower that was really far away. And in the second one you could kind of see inside the tower. And I'm like, I don't know if that's worth the money.
No, it doesn't. Because
here's the reason difference? I got mine. My brother plays Diablo with me, and he's still on the PlayStation 4 Pro, which I gave him. And I'm like, I can sell him my PlayStation 5 and then upgrade
That's
mine.
smart. Yeah, that's smart.
And like for like $500, I get a new console that's got fresh thermal paste and no hours on it. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
and I do a tax write off.
I was going to ask you, what are you doing with your PS5?
I'm gonna sell it to my brother most likely. Either gonna sell it to my brother, or I'm gonna put it in the living room and have my wife do co-op games with me.
Oh,
that's cool.
Oh yeah,
I was thinking about doing something very similar and like selling mine because I have the standard base plain as fuck original PlayStation 5, which is crazy to say like it feels like it's
that's what I got. I got the big one.
Yeah,
came out day one.
And I'm like, I could just trade this in and get the PS5 Pro. One, get a smaller console and have better footprint, and like you said, just have everything refreshed. But my monitor, the monitor I use, doesn't even utilize most of the current PlayStation 5 power. That's another thing. So I there's no point for me to upgrade because if I can't get most of the features that it's already offering now, like VRR, I think is the big one that I don't have. Everything else,
refresh,
yeah. But if I don't have that now, it's going to be worse if I were to get the PS5 Pro. So I'd have to spend probably another extra $1,000 just to upgrade my monitor as well.
Yeah, that's why I was going to go with the LG monitor because I was thinking about getting an OLED monitor that could do 120, and that's another thing. Like I wanted to step up to 4K 120.
Yeah. Well, Sony,
it's expensive.
Yeah, it definitely is. Like for me, I don't play my PS5 enough to justify the upgrade. Now, when they do like the Xbox one, I may do that. But when I was looking at like trade-in values, I know Best Buy was doing like I think $225 trade-in. And then I think GameStop, if you're one of those members or whatever, like you were talking about the other day, Wings, I think you can do like a $250 trade-in, but it's not worth the membership to me.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Big Jono's asking, how come we all stick with consoles instead of PC? I'll be honest. So for me, I don't have a PC to game on. Like I have my MacBook, but I'm not about to try and play Call of Duty on a Mac. Okay, and
I just you can't see the microphone, but like C108 yellow coat. That's my new PC right there. I paid $2,500.
Oh, nice.
But like I bought a Western Digital M.2 drive that's 4 terabytes and it doesn't work with Windows 11.
Oh,
and so I gotta fix it. But I when I started having issues with it, I got it right during the fucking gallbladder surgery. I just never got back around to it.
I might have the most unique answer to that question.
Oh yeah,
and the answer is back pain. For whatever reason, with my back pain issues, leaning forward like this and playing a game, is fucking miserable. And in this chair, but in my recliner, I'm comfortable long enough to where I can sit for a couple of hours and play a game. So I don't. It's weird, but that's my answer. And it's so funny because I was PC Master Race pretty much from PlayStation 2 forward, just because I was going to use it for work and everything else. I didn't have the money to put into other consoles, so why would I bother? I would buy the consoles for exclusives towards the end of a generation just to go back and play all the exclusives that I miss once everything got dirt cheap. But yeah, now I'm a console gamer. In fact, this Meta PC, which I guess I got back in 2020, so it's a couple of years old now for sure. Still good enough to play most games, and it's literally never been used for anything other than streaming and video editing.
What about you, Zeph?
For me,
Ken, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Zeph.
For me, it's always been. I'm a dad of 2, so when it comes time for me to have that free time to stream, whatever, I want to be able to touch a button, turn the fucker on, and be able to go. But anybody I know who has a PC, aside from a handful of people, every time they turn on their PC, there's like a 40% chance of something just going completely AWOL.
They also got the updates on everything too.
The fucking headset, the audio, the frame rate. Suddenly you're losing frames for no fucking reason. Because guess what? When you booted up your PC, it booted up 3 different other things that you don't even fucking remember. And now you got to try to go into your fucking your logs and all that and trying to figure out what's open. You got to close them all, and then maybe you get some frame backs. For me, turning on my console and just going. That's the simple.
That right there. I fucking hate fucking fixing shit on my PC. I remember I had that stupid graphics card.
He's having flashbacks. He's got PTSD.
I bought an Elgato capture card, and it was the most. It is the 4K 60 Pro. I fucking hate that thing. It is the worst capture card I've ever dealt with in my fucking life. So much I spent like $300 just to get another one, and I got an AverMedia capture card, and it just fucking works. Just fucking works.
So
fuck Elgato, anything.
I have the most old man answer for you. So growing up, PCs were meant for schoolwork and they were meant for just internet browsing, porn, whatever you want to call it, and then, PC was meant for like working and all that. I like to separate. I don't want to have one machine that does it all. I want to, when I'm done on my computer, if I want to casually game and just chill, I like to leave that, kind of like having a home office. You don't want your home office to be in your bedroom. You don't want your home office to be like in your living room.
You want to be able to kick back on the couch or in a chair or something or in the bed,
And just like Boogie said, man, like in my game room on my recliner, I can game for fucking hours. But like sitting up like this, it'd be uncomfortable for me.
I can't say that because like literally you guys are there. Here's my game. Like I literally can switch my monitor back and I'm at my computer.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So another big W for consoles is like if I go traveling, I just have to put it in my backpack or in my carry-on or something, whatever, and I'm good. I can't take you can't take my PC with me if I want to do gaming.
But, dude, so cloud gaming, I fucking thought it was the dumbest shit, and now I love it. So I bring my laptop with me everywhere I go in case I need to stream, in case I need to record, edit. And I'm not going to bring my Xbox with me, but I got addicted to Fallout 76, and I really want to play it every day for about an hour. And so I was like, how do I download it? Dude, you could just stream it from your fucking browser. It's fucking goddamn amazing. Now, don't get me wrong. Hotel Wi-Fi sucks, even in the nicest hotels. So you're not going to do great there, but it's enough to get my dailies done. So, if I play Call of Duty, I'm going to get ruined, But
I got a question for you, Boogie. Like, you're not going to bring your Xbox if we do the fat camp thing?
Oh, for that, for sure, yeah.
Because like we're going to be there at least 3 weeks.
Yeah. For sure. Big Jono says thanks for the answers. He usually uses his Stream Deck for traveling. I really want to get a Stream Deck because those seem so much fun. And then we'll go to the panel to answer.
Stream Deck or Steam Deck?
Steam Deck. Sorry, Steam Deck, not Stream. Sorry. Okay. There's too many of those.
I bought my wife one and it sits in the bedroom. She hadn't turned it on in months.
I got a Steam Deck and I had the exact same problem. And then recently I was at a gaming convention and somebody handed me one of these like fucking small like emulation devices.
Oh yeah,
emulator. I want to play all these games, but I don't want to play it on this piece of shit. This like $70 piece of shit from. So I actually asked my friend last Saturday. I'm like, hey, could you I downloaded all these ROMs. Can you get them on my Steam Deck? Holy fuck, there's something called Steam Retro Deck or something like that. I don't know. But it took him an hour to set it up, and thank God he did it because I fed him for it. But oh my God, I'm reliving my entire childhood. It's so fucking great, man.
That is badass.
Right? That was the whole...
If you ever wanted to learn to emulate, get a fucking Steam Deck. It's worth it for that alone.
Right, like we have a friend. He's a nurse in was he in Australia? I think no, in the UK. Regardless, he put me on to the Steam Decks, Steam Decks, and all that. So that's why I was like, dude, I definitely got to get one, and it's really well. It's like got like 4K and all that. The other thing,
they're nice.
The other thing. Newport was asking, what type of chair are you rocking, Wings? You got a specialized.
I work comfort 24-hour chair.
All right, there you go. And then Big John, his second question was to you, Boogie. How did the chair taste when Rush paid for you to eat it?
Fucking like foam, dude. Do you have any idea how hard it is to swallow foam?
Oh yeah, fuck that.
Oh, hey, and by the way, they gave me a free chair to promote the shit. So like, take everything I'm about to say.
That's badass.
And this is the 550 fat guy model that Ewin has, and this is my fourth Ewin chair, and I've gotten them all for free. So like, obviously, grain of salt or whatever.
That's badass.
But I have sat in these chairs for hundreds of hours. And when I retire from in here and get a new one, it goes into the game room where my 600-pound friends come over, like Seth, and sit in the fucking things. And they're a little uncomfortable at 600 pounds. Don't get me wrong,
right.
But they hold together pretty goddamn well. I'm actually really surprised. Now I've only had this one for a few months, so I can't necessarily recommend this particular model or whatever. But thank God they make gaming chairs so us big fat fucks.
Oh yeah.
I would like to point out like that why my chair is better than Boogie's.
Price?
He's went through 4 of them. I've had the same one for 10 years.
No, I've never, none of them. Listen, I've gotten 4 of them because every year they send me a free one. So I just moved the other, right? That's why I've gone through 4. Yeah, but they have never, I've never had one break. I've never had one come apart. I haven't had the worst thing that's happened to one is when I cut a hole in it to eat it. That's the worst thing that's happened.
Look at this warrior
That has survived.
Oh,
yeah, look at that, man.
Dude,
Man, goddamn.
So I'll never forget when King put out the video for the boxing match, they showed like that ring on Wings' floor from the chair spinning and shit. That's always in my head, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's where I used to sit.
I can't believe they wanted Boogie to eat his chair whenever they could have been like, "Hey, yo, Wings, sniff yours, brother."
Right? Oh, he sniffed it. He sniffed it on the stream for sure.
So
he has not eaten a chunk of it yet, though. I really want to see that.
So two questions coming in, or I guess a statement and a question. Mono said that he bought one of those chairs that you have, Boogie, and he said that they're good. Yeah. They're comfy, especially for heavy set dudes, just probably depending on the size of the person. And then Newport asked, have either of you used those secret lab chairs, or have you ever heard of a secret lab chair?
I hate the race car chairs. Hate them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are they just overhyped?
Big boys.
They're 100%. They got a lot of support.
Mm-hmm.
They're not comfortable. They're kind of hard. They have a really hard foam.
Like super stiff.
Well, they also
like here's the thing. Like here's the thing. When you're buying a chair, you want to, and you're going to play in your game in it. Go for a 24-hour chair. A chair is designed to be sit in for like workplaces for like multiple butts all the time. They're going to be built well. They're going to be built with steel. They're going to have long bolts. They're not going to jimmy out.
I get you. Boogie, Newport's asking if you could say the name of the chair again.
This is an E-Win chair. There's an advertisement for it. This specific chair advertisement for it on my Instagram, RealBoogie2988. If you want to go use, I think there's a link and everything as well.
Awesome. Beautiful. All right, there you go, Newport. Awesome. Yeah, like for me, see, even with my chairs, right? My first chair that I had was a hand-me-down from my job a couple of years ago that they upgraded all their chairs. So I just, tossed it in the car and took it home. And then the current chair that I have right now, it's the same thing. I got a hand-me-down from that too. I don't, comfort is a luxury. And that's something that I can, like when you've dug out a foxhole to go to sleep in, man, it don't matter what you're sitting in. You can.
Dude, I know your pain.
Fucking story though.
Go for it.
When I was applying for disability, I had no income, and Chad was helping keep me like a fucking alive, paying the bills, and with the promise of when I get disability, I'll pay you back, which I was able to do. But I couldn't afford to go buy a new office chair when the one I was in broke under my 550-pound ass. So I took a cooler that we had out in the living room, and I flipped it over, and I just sat on that cooler, and that's what I sat in for almost a year.
Damn.
That was my computer chair.
Oh my gosh, that's hardcore.
That's a back wrencher right there.
Yeah.
Man, your back had to be fucked.
Oh,
now you wonder why I have back problems, huh?
Yeah, that's like a daily chiropractic visit, man. Jesus. Yo, what up, the meme dumb? Happy for you to tune in, brother. Oh my gosh, that's wild. I couldn't.
Jordy, have you ever been to a chiropractor?
One time, but then I learned that they were pseudoscience.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm afraid of. Yeah. I'm afraid that it'll help, and then I'll get addicted to it. It
won't help. It's bro science. It's like, like they started, like I literally didn't even do the platform. I went in there and they had like these posters like, this will cure headaches and fix the common cold.
Yeah,
and I'm like, you're cracking my fucking back, boy. You're not even a real doctor.
It's like acupuncture or something.
It's all about that deep tissue massage.
So, and that's funny because that's what I was going to bring up. Like while I was growing up, right? Especially if you're a heavyset kid, or if you're grown, or if you like, obviously like me and Ken, you got back problems. or like you guys got back problems from either manual labor, whatever, right? Like I was 5'11" when I went into the Marine Corps. Now I'm 5'10", you know, so make of that what you will.
Oh yeah.
So, but when I was growing up,
air jumps.
Yeah. So when I was when I was coming out, they or when I was like going in and everything like that, they were, I always had that wives' tale of, you know, if you get a massages or you go to the chiropractor too often, you're weakening your back because your muscles are basically being relaxed. So it's easier to injure if you keep going to them over and over again. And I'm like, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I've never understood that. But I've also never understood people wanting to like wear back braces 24 hours a day, you know, to try and help their back. So it's difficult. I've never met somebody that I trusted it to give me information on like how to best take care of your back, other than, of course, you know, not being bent over 24 hours a day or
as a fat pile of shit that has a back that a fucked up back. A lot of people are bitches. Like there's so many people that overstimulate how much in pain they actually are.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm gonna tell you this, like kidney stone, that's a solid 8 or 9, right? I'm gonna give it an 8, right? And the reason I'm giving it an 8 is I expect like a gunshot wound to be worse, right? That would be like a 9.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like there's people that be like, oh, I stubbed my toe, I'm a 9, possibly a 10. You know, there's so many people that are such a bitch with pain.
Oh yeah,
no shit,
dude. I don't know if you remember, like, but during like the Fousey Tube stream, I did a donation because I literally had a acute pancreatitis. Dude, I felt like I got shot in the stomach and I had an exit wound in my back. But when I saw Fousey like on the ground crying, and I'm like, bro, stop being a bitch. I've never had kidney stones, but from what I'm told, pancreatitis is one of the closest things. Well, it's one of the closest things a man can experience. That's the closest to childbirth.
Oh, it's a child. Yeah. Okay.
I've had a kidney stone and I've had gallstones. I didn't have pancreatitis, thankfully, but I passed a lot of gallstones, like probably 20.
I'll say
gallstones are a solid 6, whereas like a kidney stone is like 8, 8.5. Like it is the most painful thing I've ever experienced in my life, including broken bones and surgery recoveries and everything. I'd rather get stabbed than have another kidney stone.
Let's see. So in terms of pain, I've had chronic back pain for about a decade or a little longer. Then I've had broken shoulder. Of course, I had bypass surgery, and all of those are like 6s, 7, 8s. My 10 was tooth pain, and let me tell you, when you have like 3 or 4 abscesses together and like a live nerve that's exposed, and it's I think a lot of it is because of how close to your brain it is. So it's got like that is the worst place. I've never pissed any like rocks out of my dick, so y'all got me beat there.
I haven't either.
I can't imagine anything. I'd rather break both shoulders.
When you have a kidney stone, the pissing it out of your dick, everybody makes that to be a big deal because in your head it's bad.
Right.
You hardly feel that part. Hardly feel it.
Right.
Well, they can also laser
it goes from the kidney to the bladder.
Oh, the travel.
Goes the kidney to the bladder. It feels like somebody takes a knife, sticks it in you, twists the blade, and then drags it flat blade about 6 inches, and it takes about 8 hours. You're just in straight pain for like 8 hours.
Jeez.
Fuck that.
I've had probably for me, I've had pneumonia, bronchitis, strep throat. And like those, I would probably say somewhere around 4 to 5. Like probably strep throat was the worst because it's like I actually lost weight with strep throat because I couldn't eat anything because of how much pain it was. But outside of that, liquid diet, and even then that was painful too. Like funny enough, the only thing that I could like drink and it was the least painful was like Pepsi or Coca-Cola because of the acidity and it was already carbonated and everything. So like that was the best that I could do. But when it comes to like physical pain, my thing is like if I can touch the afflicted area, it's less painful. So like back pain, way harder to deal with because you can't like massage it on my own. I can't touch it. I can't do anything. Throat pain, it's like I can only, do so much of a massaging for my own throat. So it's like, and then you have like your stomach, your internal pain. Like you can't grab your stomach and try and massage the afflicted area. It doesn't work that way.
Bro, want to hear a funny story?
I have to agree with Boogie. Hold on. I, over the summer, had a tooth that I had been neglecting for a very long time, and it finally started aching all the time to like a constant steady drone. There has been no point in my life where I've been closer to insanity when that thing was droning in my mouth.
Oh, I remember I remember that point in time.
Yep.
Let me tell you, there's, you want to make a man insane? Torture him with tooth pain.
Yep.
Because you can't massage a tooth. You can't massage a tooth.
And there's only so much lidocaine you can put on it.
There's so many nights where if I had a pair of pliers in front of me, I would have ripped it out.
Oh, I did. Yeah. I got a question for Boogie on this.
I did do that several times. I couldn't rip them out. It's impossible to get the roots out by myself, but I broke a bunch of teeth to get the infection out. It was miserable.
Boogie, let me ask you a question about that. Like, I had an infected wisdom tooth that I had to have removed, but the week leading up to the removal, I couldn't have told you what tooth in my mouth was actually infected because all of them hurt.
Oh wow!
Yeah, no, that happens. Like the pain in the area. I know where it was from, but like it radiated to the whole side of my mouth. It felt like after a certain point, it felt like anytime the pain started happening when I wasn't drugged up on either ibuprofen or acetaminophen, it felt like a whole truck slammed to the side of my face.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's also worse too. Like if you get a crown and then your crown becomes detached. And it starts slowly coming off, like your tongue can almost pull it down or something. Like, getting a crown it's like getting hit with a hammer, bro.
Bro, when they took off the temporary, I wasn't expecting that to hurt as bad as it did. But putting on the new,
I was saying getting a crown sucks.
Yeah, getting a crown.
Because my wife just did a dentist and says she needed a crown.
It's not. Desi's pretty light with. Desi's pretty light with her pain, and she's on her third crown since I've known her. And it's not that bad.
It's not that bad. It's
she'll get gas. She'll do the laughing gas for the initial thing, but putting in the crown itself is not bad at all.
No, it's more so the drilling it out and all that, or like taking like if you ever have to get a root canal. Yeah.
Fuck the dentist. Y'all can have that shit.
If they offer her if they offer the ability to have them up, if she doesn't,
I hate the dentist because I grind my teeth, so I have like really baby teeth.
Oh, I get you. John Diaper said he lost 35 pounds on mono. Yeah, that'll do it, bro. Mono. That'll definitely do it. Oh my gosh. Also said best to get all 4 wisdom teeth removed at once if you have to get any removed.
What I did.
Yeah, 100%. Dude, when I was in basic, the amount of people who were having to get like their wisdom teeth removed, and when you're in basic training, it's like being sick with your parents. You only get 1 day off of school, like
one day bed rest.
1 day of bed rest.
800 milligram. 800 milligram Motrin, and that's it, bro.
Yo, we got Tylenol.
My recruiter actually told me get them taken out before you go to basic training.
Yes, yeah.
He's like, trust me, do it. I was like, all right.
Yeah, I had them taken out when I was 18.
I got 3 of mine still.
Oof.
I had them remove the one that was infected. I got the other 3 still.
Really?
Yeah. Nice.
I was 20 years. I was 20 years old. You know, y'all know I'm Greek, so and I had a Greek dentist, and he hooked me up with some good shit. It was fucking beautiful.
Ooh.
But no, I was gonna say funny story. So when I actually had pancreatitis, you know, so I'm on meds now for like chronic pain management because of my neck and my back and all that. And so they had to give me like the real good shit because the pain came through all that. So when I was in there, like I was fucked up. Like I was all fucked up. But apparently I came up with this idea because there was like a female nurse and she gave me some water to drink. And I said, wouldn't it be hilarious if my dick came out of my pants with a hand, grabbed the cup out of your hand, and I drank it and gave it back to you with my dick? And she busted out laughing, and I was like, "Yeah," because I'm like, it'd be kind of like having a robot dick hand.
Where did this come from?
So, dude, I don't know. So now my brother-in-law uses that as a password for some of his shit. Like robot dick hand is his password. He's like, no one's ever gonna think of. He's like, no one's ever gonna think of this. So
other than the fact you just said it on live stream.
Yeah. He said, other than he'll change it up, but how many people are gonna like know to go after that? But that's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Big Jono asks, are dentists expensive in the US? Listen, everything is expensive in the US. I don't know if you saw a news article of a cyclist who got hit by an ambulance and then got charged $1,800 for using the services of the ambulance that hit him to take him to the hospital.
Yeah.
So,
dude, I'll tell you how fucked the dentist is. So when I was getting my bachelor's degree, I did an internship with the U.S. Marshals. And they actually said, like, if you go to like regular doctors, do you get like the government rate? With dentists, there's no government rate. Like it's literally dollar for dollar, and dentists are the only ones that are like that. Everyone else has like a government rate for like inmates and prisoners and shit, but dentists are dollar for dollar.
Boogie, how much would your implants cost you on the market?
At the time, it would have been $3,500. For a full implant
per implant or for the entire thing?
For the entire mouth, about 35,000.
Oh, you said 3,500.
Oh, sorry, 35,000.
Yeah, like for 3,500, I'd do it today.
The average cost for a full mouth all-on 4 dental from the place I went to is now 59,000, thanks to inflation.
So a really nice truck, a really nice brand new truck.
Oh yeah, in his mouth.
I will say it's the smartest decision I ever made. If I had spent that money instead of on crypto and hookers or whatever, I would have been I would have been very happy with it, because I'm out of tooth pain. They're really easy to maintain. You got to brush and floss still, but that's no big deal. Water pick instead of floss. But
you don't ever get tooth pain, right? Like there's no way.
No. And unless I'm thinking about it, it just feels like a mouthful of my teeth. My brain is tricked into thinking it's my teeth, which is amazing.
So are they like veneers?
No, they are. Actually, there's a video on my channel of me getting it done. But what they did is they pulled every tooth, then they put 4. Well, actually, in my case, they put 6 posts in my skull, top of the jaw, and then 6 posts in the jawbone. And then they take basically what is dentures that has screw holes in them, and they screw these dentures onto the posts.
Got it.
And these are like space age dentures meant to be used all day, every day.
Very fancy version of dentures. Very fancy.
So, like, were you asleep during this, or are you just on gas?
Oh no, they knocked me out. Thank God. Yeah.
They would have just woke up and had a new mouth.
Bruise in your skull, bro. Yeah.
I actually had to heal.
They would have had to go into the bone. That would have that would have knocked him out anyway.
Yeah, and they also had to flatten the. This is weird, but they had to flatten the bone, so they had to file it down. They had to cut away all the gums to get to the skull and all to the jawbone, and then zip. Then it had to heal for 24 hours before they could put the teeth on.
I've seen a picture of your old teeth. Do you still have that picture of your old teeth?
Oh, I sure do.
Like outside of your head.
Actually, I can do better than that. Hold on.
Oh shit.
It's kind of like
has some snaggly tube motherfuckers. You look like something you see in a horror movie.
It's kind of like reminds me of like when rappers take off their grills and the way it sounds, and it's just like completely neglected under there. That's what it's starting to sound like.
Oh, I never heard that. Let me Google search that.
Yeah, because like there are rappers who will take off their grills, and it's just completely and utterly, they don't brush it. They just have the grills on there, and they're just these withered away, destroyed teeth, which is just like
fuck all that shit.
John says he got a quote 2,300 for caps on his top teeth. Well, I don't know if it's top tooth or teeth. Ooh,
holy shit!
That's
every tooth that was left in my mouth.
That's crazy.
Oh, whoa!
They let you keep them?
Shit, dude.
Yeah.
Do you know how much you could sell those for? Like, I know this is creepy, but you know how much you could sell those for?
Look at this one.
Look at this one. Everybody.
Do you see that one with all the decay and rot in it? It's just basically just a root.
That's crazy.
Isn't that insane? That was what I was chewing on. That's not part of a tooth. That was the tooth.
It reminds me of like the Asmongold teeth when he finally like got his veneers and all that. Yeah, John says that's auction those, dude. Bro. You might get you could have a local live auction for Boogie's teeth.
I didn't know Asmongold had veneers. Like, I'm trying to find some old pictures.
He got
veneers or did he get implants?
I think he got veneers because he was saying, like, when he first started streaming, he would always cover his mouth whenever he laughed or anything, kind of like a kawaii girl. And then he ended up getting his teeth done. So I think he either got veneers or implants, but I'm pretty sure he got veneers. If you look at his face, it protrudes, like his mouth protrudes more than when he first started streaming. So
yeah, because some people, they get the teeth and they like their upper lip like sticks out way far because of the teeth. It looks weird, bro.
Kind of like a overbite. It kind of looks like they're just breathing through their mouth right there. Asmon went veneers is what Big Jono says. Yeah, that's what I remember too. But that would be. Would you ever do that, Boogie? Auction your teeth?
Yeah, I might actually. I don't know what you're gonna do with my DNA, but you'll have it.
Clone you.
You can clone me. Yeah, make a beta male for your own pet. Yeah.
I can't.
What were you saying, Wings?
This man would spend $50,000 on fucking teeth, but he won't spend like $500 a week to get a nice maid to clean his house.
He likes to live in filth, bro.
Wow, man.
He's dating one, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's just wild.
Who's he dating?
Well, he used to be dating what's her name back in the day?
Are they not together? I forgot her damn name, but
okay,
I forgot her fucking name.
She used to be a streamer, but if I remember correctly, he's not like with anybody right now. He used to be with a streamer though.
Sparkles.
Not the Keemstar Sparkles, right?
I'm just saying, like this girl that he's with, it's like this chick's only in it for the money.
She ain't cleaning shit.
Yeah, there's no. Asmongold is an anomaly.
Makeup off.
An anomaly.
Yeah,
he's an anomaly of a person.
Would y'all legit go clean his house for the show?
Yeah. Of
yes,
course.
it would.
Oh hell yeah, that would make so much money, bro. That would be so good to watch.
I'd do it. I would do it just to meet Asmon. I've been a big fan. I've been a big fan, and then not a big fan, and then recently get back on him again.
See, I can't get down with that. I can't be a fan of somebody that just watches other people's content. It's like
create your.
He has good. Yeah, what I'm a fan of is more of his stories and stuff like about his personal life. He has. For the longest time, he had really moderate takes, and I was like a fan of that.
Yeah.
And then he got like really kind of fucking extreme with his takes and like very anti-DEI, anti-whatever, which is fine. It's just, I don't know. That's all I want to keep watching that every day. If you're anti-DEI, I don't give a shit. Be anti-DEI, but it gets old hearing that every day.
Yeah. He kind of dipped his toes into the Andy Pants gaming part of YouTube. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but basically Andy Pants Gaming is a dude who's made so many different videos on like why girls are now ugly in video games and how they don't have big titties anymore or anything like that. So
who gives a shit?
Exactly. That's the whole who cares, dude?
Well, that was my whole thing, right? Like
that's not why I was tuning into a video game.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
It's like I've said before, I don't give a damn like race, trans, whatever the fuck. If it's a good story, I'll play the fucking game.
Right.
Yeah, Minecraft. That's where it bothers that's where it bothers me, okay? Like can you refill that for me? This is what bothers me. It's not that okay, now the women are uglier in the game. Okay, I don't care. Now they have more average chests. Okay, I don't really care. That's not why I was playing the video game. It's when the story is dog shit because of DEI. Now I don't want to fucking play it. There was that one game that had like it was like a action adventure RPG starring like a black girl or whatever, and she gets transferred from that world to this world. That's a solid concept, right? And first looking, and then the story, the dialogue, the character writing, it was just complete dog shit. And everybody's like, well, you only don't like the game because it's a black female lead. Look, put a black female lead in a fucking fun game. I'll play it. It's got to be a good game. It's got to be fun. You got to tell an interesting story. Can't have repetitive game loops that are no fun. Doesn't really matter. The upgrades don't matter. And the character you're playing is an unlikable person. That's what DEI is to me now.
Right.
Especially with Marvel. I'm huge on Marvel. I fucking love Marvel. I like fucking Iron Man to end the game. I was fucking there. I loved every second of it. And like WandaVision had promise, and then She-Hulk, man.
It all just went, it went downhill. And this is one of the few times I've ever actually like agreed with Tipster. Unfortunately, it was the only good point in one of his videos.
Hey,
where he said that like he was going in on Stuttering Craig and basically calling him a racist and other people racist for not like liking the new Miles Morales game. But he said that, look, as long as the storyline is good, people will buy it. And it's like, yes, that's true. Look at Minecraft. Look at like all of these games that are just 64-bit games. I mean, hell, we were playing Mario back in the day, 2D scrollers. It was fun, dude. It was so much fun. And that's the whole reason for it. As long as it's good, it'll be there. The time when people get upset about DEI is when your main character is trans, and that's it. That's their entire background, is that they're trans.
Yeah, there's like no story to it. Very shallow.
Yeah.
Well, the other problem too with like the whole like woke shit, like the far woke, is that if you disagree with anything that is not like single white man, then you're racist, and that's the only reason why you can disagree with them. Kind of like when people were saying that about
vice versa.
Yeah, my bad. But like say like with like Kamala Harris, like the reason why you don't like her is because she's a female and like black or whatever, and it's like no, I just don't like her policies. Yeah. And then there was another one.
She didn't fucking have any.
Exactly. And then when Barack Obama was president, you know, it's like people were afraid to be critical of him because they didn't want to be called racist.
Yeah. Well, it's dumb. Fox News was not.
Yeah, Well, I mean, there were definitely people who were walking in the street with the Obama dolls hanging from a noose. Let's not forget that. That was a thing.
Y'all guys remember the tan suit?
Yeah,
the tan suit scandal.
No, yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was crazy.
What about the bougie mustard? He had Grey Poupon.
Or when they tried
to get regular mustard.
Go for it, Boogie.
Can I go back to Miles Morales again for a second?
Yeah,
Spider-Man, loved it. The little secondary Miles Morales spinoff. Not enough content there, but it was good. Then the third game where you played them both had the most disingenuous DEI I've ever seen in my goddamn life. Because with the exception of one Miles Morales quest very early on where you help a dude go out with his boyfriend, all of the Miles Morales content that is woke is entirely side quests. Like there's another one where you like help a deaf woman train one of the robot dogs to be her protector and pet, which is fucking insane because if that thing goes bad, that bitch is dead, but whatever. And then like the rest of the storyline with the gay couple and like the trans character and all the stuff. Like 90% of the DEI woke shit was optional, which is probably fine for people who don't want to deal with it. But you are only doing it to meet your quota at that point. Exactly. You don't even believe in the shit you're doing because you're not putting it in the main fucking character, the main fucking game. Suck my dick about that. Why are you being so disingenuous? Either put it in there knowing it's going to tank the game or don't fucking put it in there.
Right. And that's the thing with all the far left people should be more up in arms about it than the far right people because they're just utilizing that community as a token. Like it's even now in movies where it's like, okay, because I don't know if you guys saw like Golden Globes came out and was like, now if they don't have X amount of LGBTQ representation in a movie, it can't be put up for like movie of the year or best film or anything. It has to reach and it's crazy because it's like, dude, that just makes them a token person. They're not even a person at that point. They're just being completely broken down to their sexuality.
Yeah. Well, the saying back in the day was, if you want to win an Oscar, play a gay person. That was really a saying, back in the day. But what I was going to say about gaming was like, with The Last of Us 2, where with Abby, right? Because everyone thought Abby was like a trans woman or whatever, and then it ended up being I guess the Asian character was like a trans man. And I didn't even pay attention to that because it was such a good story. Like I didn't give a shit.
Right.
I actually enjoyed Abby's play. I enjoyed Abby's gameplay better than Ellie's gameplay because it was more like Joel and Ellie from the first game.
See, and here's the thing. Here's the thing real quick is like sometimes things will be so freaking good you absolutely forget about stuff. And I'll say this about a foreign film called Blood Red Sky. Movie was so freaking good. I completely forgot it was a foreign film. I forgot I had to like it was voiced over an American, and I'm like talking to my brother about it, and I'm like, oh, this is really, really good. And because I had talked about it, I wanted to go watch it, and I turned it on again, and I'm like, wait a minute, what they're saying isn't matching up with their mouth. Oh, that's right. This is a foreign film. Like, it was such a good movie. I completely forgot it wasn't American. You know, it's American, but it wasn't in English.
Yeah.
What was that one movie? Everything, Everywhere.
Oh, Everything, Everywhere at Once. Everything, yeah,
all at once.
yeah, Everything,
Dude,
Everywhere all
that
at
movie
once.
was so fucking good. I watched it twice. I watched the English dub and then I watched the subtitles. And I don't know, foreign films fucking rock, man.
Dude, they're so good.
My wife actually gives me shit because I refuse to watch anything with subtitles. And
I can understand.
I'm like, listen, I don't want to read my television. I want to watch my television.
I love having subtitles even if I can't hear it.
the downside to watching things with subtitles, and I will do it sometimes just so I can keep the audio low when somebody's sleeping or whatever.
Yeah.
The downside is I can't pay attention to the visuals.
Yes, they're up and down. Yes, dude, that's why I don't do it either. John says that people's gender and sexuality are not what defines the person or the character or personality of a character. Yeah, exactly, dude, exactly. As you were saying, Wings?
I was saying, y'all sound like some motherfuckers that don't watch in widescreen. You want the full screen version of the movie.
I'm right.
Hell yeah, dude. I paid for all those pixels, bro. I paid for all those
but
pixels.
you're not getting the full movie. They're cutting sections of the movie off.
Oh, man. I
remember having this conversation with Woody all the time. Like, Woody would not watch a black and white movie. He just didn't want to watch a black and white movie.
I could totally do that. Schindler's List, bro. Super good.
Yeah, the Schindler's List, Lifeboat, almost all of Alfred Hitchcock. It's like, how are you missing out on these movies?
I'll tell you a funny story. So when I was doing home theater installs, this dude got like a 75-inch TV, and he called me back 2 days later. He was like, I'm watching Gilligan's Island, and it's not on the entire television. I was like, okay. I'm like, what are you watching it on? He was like, on my cable box. I was like, well, you know, they filmed Gilligan's Island and what meant for TVs this size.
It was meant for like a little box.
Oh, you talking about
it was 480p, like 480p.
Yeah, it was letterboxed.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. And
got stretched to the screen.
I'm like, put it on ESPN. He was like, oh yeah, it works. It's full screen. I'm like, there you go. It's not the TV.
Yeah,
and he was just so like dumbfounded. I'm like, you could put it in full screen probably in the settings, but it's gonna look like trash, right? Because it wasn't meant for that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, dude, all those old school stuff. Yeah,
the only example of that not working very well is, and you guys will disagree because I watched it and I didn't think it was good, but maybe I didn't.
Fuck you, Zeph.
The fucking Zack Snyder's Justice League being in fucking like whatever 16:4, whatever it was. I don't even remember this film ratio, but it's at a fucking weird. Yeah, it's at a weird fucking film ratio. It's not that good.
I think the movie in total was gonna be garbage, no matter what ratio it came out.
And for some reason, people were like, "Oh yeah, no, the ratio is perfect for this kind of movie." I mean, no, it's not. This movie's already bad. You need to give me all the visuals I can get.
Yeah, the script is trash. No,
I guess I'm alone because I love like I know this isn't anything to do with ratio because most like handheld like Steadicam or like what are they called? Where they like Cloverfield and
you're talking about first person point of view. Yeah, it's a point of view.
Yeah. That first person point of view, like found footage type movie.
Like Blair Witch Project.
I love those things, and they always don't look great with the visuals.
Right.
But like it adds to the element of it. Like I went to see a movie called Long Legs, which isn't a found footage movie.
Yes.
But like they did aspect ratios differently in different scenes.
Right.
And like I thought it added to the film.
Well, as long as the film is good, right? Like if I can go watch like Blair Witch Project any time of the day, right? It's a good movie. Same as with Cloverfield. Like the movie is good, the plot is good, so it doesn't really matter. The visuals are good.
Being an old ass motherfucker, I got to see Blair Witch Theater in the theaters, and that's where you want to watch it.
My mom refused to take me.
Like Blair Witch in the theaters was amazing because like you had the big Bose surround sound and you could like hear sticks and like I fuck with you not like with the sticks cracking in that movie it sounded like they were in the actual auditorium with you. It was like behind you and like stuff like that. Like it was such a great experience.
Yeah,
I actually like Paranormal Activity the way they do that.
The plots are so trash. The movies are trash, but I get what you're saying. I know. The style. Yeah, I get you. It's really good where they're doing it all from the camera angles. Yeah, no, I get you.
Yep.
But the theater experience is something that's being brought to the house, and it's like I totally understand that. But what I hate is the fact that like all the like drive-in theaters, the mom and pop stuff is all closed down, like for the most part. Like watching it going like driving in, paying your $10-15 or whatever, and like watching a horror movie or something. It's like that type of stuff back in the day, man, was so good growing up.
Hey.
And go my grindhouse. Oh,
we used to have the 112 drive-in that was literally active here in Fayetteville until just last year.
Damn.
And it broke my fucking heart when they finally shut it down.
Weasley Little Liar dude said ratio reminds me of Keffels.
Yeah, get ratioed. Yeah. Big Jono asked, did any of us watch Alien Abduction, the McPherson tape? That's a first decent person perspective movie. I haven't seen it. I do know that they tried doing the GoPro movie. What was it? The Hardcore Henry. That first person. That was a
good movie.
Yeah, I think
I've heard that one.
That was shot on Apple. That was shot on an iPhone.
Oh snap!
Remember Quarantine?
Yes, Quarantine. I remember that one. That's a good one too.
That was good.
That was a remake of the Mexican movie.
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I forget the name of it, but yeah, no, it's definitely fantastic.
Here's a question. Off the top of your head, what's the creepiest movie monster?
Creepiest movie monster? Damn.
The Cloverfield.
The Cloverfield
That's weird
one?
as fuck, bro.
You guys ever seen Annihilation?
No, I've never seen that.
There's a scene in Annihilation where there's this bear that mimics human voices.
Skinwalker.
Yeah.
And the bear's mutated, so he mimics this voice of like one of their teammates, and the teammate he ate the person, and the person was like, "Help me, help me!" So the bear is coming into the room, and he's like, "Help me!" And they're all tied up to fucking chairs. It's such a creepy fucking scene. Like I wish we could play that. That shit's so fucking tight.
I would have to probably go with like the old school The Thing, because it gets into the person's body and creates it out of it, like that. It like eats it from the inside, and then can mimic the voice, mimic all of it.
There's still breakdowns of that movie, and like
dude, it's so good. Even the remake is good. Well,
no. John Carpenter's Thing is a remake from The Thing of Another World from '56.
Really?
It's a third remake.
Yeah,
wow.
The John Carpenter's '82 is a remake of another movie.
Jesus,
did not know that.
Remake.
Man.
The new Thing actually was a prequel, not a remake. They didn't remake it. They did a prequel.
They did a prequel to it. Okay.
Yeah.
The creepiest movie monster is easily Pennywise, and it's not necessarily the movie version, but once you actually know what Pennywise actually is, and how it functions, because I've read the book
like
and
the giant spider
the Dark
thing?
Tower series. Yeah, dude, he's an eldritch cosmic horror, and you don't get a lot of movies about eldritch cosmic horrors. You know, he's wild.
Yeah, but there's some really.
You see, like, let me ask you this question about Pennywise, since I watched the original series. I've seen some of the new movies.
Yeah.
In the original series, they hit him with like a bottle cap or some shit, like, and he hits him in the head, and like light shoots out, like the dead lights and whatever.
Right.
What made him from that be gone for like 10 to 15 years?
So basically, it's like sticking his finger in this universe, and he goes here to feed. He's kind of trapped here. And so like part of the giant spider eldritch horror creature is stuck here, and he uses this place as a place to feed. And he just naturally is like very long lived. So he'll be awake for a very long time, and then he'll be asleep for a very long time, because he's as old as the universe itself. And so is the turtle. That is his counterpoint. Which is so fucking weird. And I'm so glad they didn't try to include that in the movie, because Stephen King wrote that book while he was on all the drugs. By the way, I read that book when I was 11, transitioning to 12. You want to know what happened to me? I read it when I was fucking 12. That's what happened to me.
Yeah, you got they have the scene they leave out of all the movies where they gangbang Beverly.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up.
Right.
I was about to bring that up.
Right.
That
was how they showed love, and they fucking in the sewer.
Yeah.
We rewatched the movie for Halloween, me and Desi, and the only thing that really they changed from the books that I don't understand is they made Richie gay. And there's no reason for it. There's no explanation for it. There's no need for it. If you're looking for representation in the book and the movie, the entire thing that kicks off Pennywise coming back as the adults is a couple of queers get queer bashed. Is that
I don't know. Second.
You're right. And that happens in the book and like early on. So that's what made Stephen King write the book. Someone literally got bashed for being gay, and that inspired the entire book for him. And so like you have representation. Why does Richie need to be gay? That's so fucking weird, man.
Big Jono is saying the girl from The Ring is pretty creepy. Doza says scariest were the Wheelers from Wizard of Oz, The Return.
Oh, the remake. Not the remake, the second one. God, those are fucking creepy.
Oh, man. There's some really odd... Yeah, The Ring actually makes me think of The Woman in Black. That's not a bad one either. I think personally, it's the thing that scares people the most about any sort of a monster is the ones that you can't physically defend yourself from.
Dude.
Which is why I think like ghosts, demons, that type of stuff where it's like you have to rely on some sense of faith or belief to defeat them is way scarier than like, you know, a wolf man, because you can shoot a wolf man, you know, you can blast
like the creatures I've been fascinated with lately in horror is two of them. The creature from It Follows.
Oh, okay, yeah, that one. That's an interesting.
And there's also like the trauma demon from Smile, which are very similar. Like one feeds off trauma, the other's like a STD metaphor.
Yeah, that movie wasn't the best, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
So they actually did a movie where they had The Ring versus The Grudge.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
they did.
It was like an Asian film, and like in the end, they like came together into like one thing.
Oh God,
that was fucking wild.
There's only been one movie recently that's actually kind of like got me. There's actually two that I can think of off the top of my head. For me, the most recent one that I actually watched that actually kind of got me a little bit and has a terrifying premise is Skinamarink. It's a very indie. It's on Shudder. It's
basically like the Disney cartoons, right? When Disney lost a lot of their stuff to public domain.
No, so this was based off of two kids that are pretty much trapped in their house, being haunted by something, and it's all shot from a very childlike POV.
Interesting.
It's very
You'd have to describe it a lot more.
Kind of,
like I wouldn't know, like, because I'm thinking like what you're talking about reminds me of like the Grimm tales, like how all the Disney stuff came from actual like the Grimm's brothers and stuff like that.
No, it's not Disney related at all. It's not Disney related.
The cool thing about Skinamarink that I remember is that it was shot for less than $20,000.
Yes,
damn,
yes, it was shot, and it was shot extremely cheaply, and that's kind of goes into the fact that it was shot at almost all from a childlike perspective, and all like a weird.
That's what I was talking about the other day, Boogie, with Gooner. Like I was telling, like we don't need to do a full length movie. It'd be better to do a 20-minute short.
Yeah, it would.
Oh yeah,
and then
like a proof of concept.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
Like proof of concept, and then like expand out the universe.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I want to bring that up. Neon says "Lady in the Water" was a good one too. That's
no. Lady
I
in
would
the Water,
think
like we're not bringing M. Night Shyamalan.
I would think more so rather than "Lady in the Water," I'd go more with La Llorona versus Lady in the Water. I don't know
which one. There's like 15,000 of them.
Well, I'm saying just the concept in general. A woman who's just steals kids and drowns them in a lake, and then there was also Weasley Little Liar says some of the Final Destination movies were scary, but that's kind of where it bring into the like it's an entity, it's a force, it's something you can't punch,
bro.
You know, you can't punch like reality, right? Like stuff you have to fight.
Cocaine Bear.
Let me make a scary movie recommendation.
Okay.
Monsters are very fucking scary. Now listen, you're going to probably hate me for recommending this movie, but you will never see another movie like it. It's based on a Stephen King book. It's called The Mist.
The Mist is good. So good.
Yes.
Dude, the ending.
That fucking ending. The monsters are truly horrific.
Yeah.
But it's more the people that are in it are horrific. And I will tell you, the ending is controversial for a reason.
Yes.
And in fact, the director believed in that ending so much because Stephen King preferred that the ending to the Stephen King version.
The director changed Stephen King's ending.
Yeah, and Stephen King
against Stephen King's will, but after Stephen King's seen it,
right,
he's like, I wish I ended the book that way.
Right,
that's
there you go, exactly. But,
no spoilers on like a 30-year-old movie or book or whatever.
Yeah, the ending. Please go watch that, and you will be sincerely fucked up by it. And you're gonna hate me for recommending it.
So good,
but you have to have it in your brain.
That's my favorite style of movie. I love isolation horror, and like The Mist is up there.
Isolation horror. So you're down with The Village?
No, The Village is not isolation horror. I refuse to believe that.
When I was talking about the movies that kind of like I that have stuck in my brain, The Mist is the first one.
It's so good
because The Mist is a little nostalgic for me because that was actually the first horror movie I ever really watched. I was at a friend's house. He actually fell asleep. I'm fucking trapped watching this horrifying movie by myself, and like just all the gore and the monsters are all ingrained in my brain now. So I love that movie just because like you said, the isolation horror, the aspect of like being trapped in somewhere where they can't get out, but something out there is so seemingly innocent.
Well, the Mist does a very good job at showing how quickly society will break down when it's everybody for themselves. Like, and then the girl who does the whole Bible thumping ordeal is fantastic as well. I do enjoy isolation horror or like psychological isolation thrillers, which is one of the reasons why the movie The Circle is really good as well. I think it's called The Circle, where it's
it's called The Circle.
Yeah, it's about
John Hart's in it.
The alien abduction where they bring all like a group of 20-30 people in a circle, and every couple of minutes or so someone dies randomly, and then they learn that they can vote. They learn that they can vote for who to die and all that, etc., etc. That also has a fantastic ending as well. So somebody said M. Night Shyamalan should be in Guantanamo Bay.
What's your first memory of horror movies? I remember mine.
Ooh,
it was Creep Show.
Creep Show.
It was Creep Show. The original Creep Show. And I remember going to somebody's house and it was on the TV, and my grandfather was like talking to them, and they left me in front of the TV with Creep Show on. It was like one of those old Zenith TV floor models.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and like it had the scene where like it was like this monkey thing that was living underneath the stairs, and they pulled this thing out and they put the crate on there, and it was like from Antarctica, and like this guy ended up feeding his wife to it, and it fucked me up forever. You know.
For me, I have almost an exact example. My mom liked to rent horror movies when I was growing up, and we wanted to watch one of my grandfather's. Normally, she sent me to bed before she'd watch them, but this time I was small enough. I don't know how old I would have been, but I was small enough to where I could sleep in the crook behind her leg on the couch, on a small couch. So I was 6, 7, 8, or whatever. She rented The Evil Dead and watched that. She wouldn't let me. She wouldn't let me look at it, but occasionally I would like look. And the scene that got seared into my brain forever was the card reading scene where they're like pretending to read cards, and then the one one girl gets possessed, and she's like, "Diamonds." I was like, God damn, I hate this. And the problem is, I was raised to believe in possession, and I do believe in it still now.
Dude, so, you know, The Evil Dead I remember is where they stick like the pencil through the person's Achilles heel. Like, that's what I think about when I hear Evil Dead.
I just think of the tree grape scene. That's what I think of. Oh God.
For me as a kid, I grew up and I watched. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it, Lost Tapes on fucking Discovery or whatever. I grew up watching that, not understanding like what fake fictional. Like I didn't understand that it was all like it was themed after as if it was real, but it wasn't like actually real.
Right.
So my brain was like, "Oh my god, this is real shit out in the world," and like for some reason the vampire one where it's essentially the vampires are actually little hairy gremlins that live in your house, and they're like a whole bunch of them, like a whole nest of vampires. Really weird take of vampires as I think about it today, but for some reason that fucked me up.
Not so much. It's a metaphor for bats.
Right. So for me, I live in an old country home that has a lot of nooks and crannies, like where these could live. It freaked me the fuck out. I was double checking all the doors and all the side rooms in the house. And I was like, oh shit, does Zeph got some vampires up in here? There was a particularly windy day where we had an old fucking crib from when before my mom had even had kids. It was a old person's home beforehand, so it was ancient, but it was essentially upstairs in a part of the house that was particularly had wind flow. Mm-hmm. And all I could hear upstairs was of it leaning forward and coming backwards because the wind kept propping it up and letting it go. I'm freaking out. I'm thinking there's vampires in my house. I'm panicking. It was rough being me as a kid, man. I was full into the idea that this thing was real. I went up there. I saw it knocked over. And I turned around very slowly, like, oh my god, it's going to kill me.
For me, growing up, it was more so like psychological thriller. So like I grew up with like the movie 23 or like, you know, they weren't good, but like back when I was younger, like, you know, obviously stuff sticks with you more. So like the movie 23, Secret Window, and then there was also like stuff like that. But when I first started getting like actual like freaky horror stuff would probably definitely be like you know, the Blair Witch Project, a lot more stuff. Because growing up in a Mexican household, right? Like, especially growing up at my grandparents that only had like telenovela and stuff like that, the creepiest thing was having to sleep in a room full of dolls. Like, it wasn't like what was on TV. It was like what was in real life for me. So that was more so me. With you,
I think most modern like ghost movies are not very good. No, I think I think the best one recently is Hereditary. If you haven't watched Hereditary, go watch that. That's a good I wouldn't say found footage, but it's like very like it's got a couple staples of the current like ghost story genre, but it's got a couple new takes. It's got a pretty tragic story throughout it. I think it's one of the better horror movies that I've seen in a while.
I can do you one better with Hereditary. That movie is so like meta that there's parts of the movie that you only can see if you do color correction on your TV. Like, for example, there's a scene where he gets out of bed and his mother's actually in the corner of the room holding on the edge, but you'll never see it unless you turn the brightness up on the TV.
I didn't know that. I need to go rewatch
there's all kinds of scenes where like his mother and other places, you can just see things if you turn the brightness up. Like, it's such a good film.
That's crazy because like
that's why I like that movie, bro. That shit, it was good. It was good.
There's this one movie that I could never I couldn't find. I can't remember the name of it, but there was a mom. So it was a two sister duo with a kid, and the mom had ended up being like burned incredibly badly in a car accident. So the kid was told that the mother was dead, but what she was actually doing was living within a subsection of the house, and the dad was taking care of her, but the mom never wanted to like see her kid ever again because she was like 90% covered in burns and would go through like corridors within the house, and the kid thought she was being haunted by a demon when actually it was like her mom forever being like only being able to see her through like the house's vents and stuff like that. Like that was more freaky to me than like, you know, demons and yeah, like, you know, crazy long legs, stuff like that. Like those horrors were more so my thing. And it's funny because I was talking
while Hereditary is a ghost story at heart, it is a really big metaphor for grief and loss. It could be argued that the main catalyst for what happened was not necessarily a ghost, but rather grief and depression.
Did you watch his other movie? A great movie.
I did not watch the other. If there's another part to Hereditary, I need to watch it.
No. The director, he has another movie. It's called Midsommar.
Oh yeah.
I have not seen that. I have not seen it.
It's fantastic too. It is amazing.
Oh my gosh, yeah. They're ritual crazy. Weasley Little Liar says he likes like post-apocalyptic stuff, like 28 Days Later. Yeah. I'm a big enjoyer of that type of stuff too. Or like Oblivion is a good one too. Or 28 Days, 28 Weeks, stuff like that, where it's like society has crumbled. Where are we now? A third movie for that? Yeah, 28 years later. Mm-hmm.
But they're not as a kid, there was a movie called like Beastmaster, and like the second one took place in like Los Angeles, and I love the fact it took place in modern day. But as an adult, I realized they did that to save fucking money because they didn't have to dress it up like it was like this like fantasy epic. Because now it's in Los Angeles.
That's great.
Same thing like Masters of the Universe. Like as an adult, as a kid, I'm like, oh. Instead of taking place in the He-Man universe, they're taking place in like New York.
Right.
No, they did that to save money. It's like
Neon Treon actually brings up a good psychological thriller. 1408, Room 1408 is a very good, fantastic. It's a fantastic movie that has 2 endings to it as well. And I love when movies do that. Both of like three endings. Sorry, yeah. When a movie has multiple alternate endings, especially to a horror movie, it's always so good to watch all of them.
I didn't realize I had multiple endings till I watched it at home because I've seen it in theaters. And the theatrical ending was where he gets out and he plays the tape recorder.
Yeah,
and her voice is on the tape recorder. And then like
the second one.
Then I watched the DVD ending. He's like burnt up in the back of the car with Samuel L. Jackson at the funeral. And then there's like this third ending where he's dead, and they pull the tape recorder out, and she hears the voice on the tape recorder.
Yeah. Oh, freaking Morgan Shara just said Misery. That's a good one too. Oh man, the ankle break scene.
Everybody knows about the ankle break scene.
Yeah, everybody knows that is. Oh my god.
Oh gosh darn it.
In the book, she actually cuts them off from the knee down.
From the knee down. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's there's some.
The Saw series.
Saw is really good. Overproduced though, but good.
There's only 2 good Saw movies. Only 2.
First and second.
Yep.
The second one's not even a Saw movie. If you want to get technical, it's actually another movie that they fit
into the universe.
Well, we can move this to a Saw movie.
Yeah.
But the first movie was amazing.
Ironically enough, for me,
Saw X. Saw X was the other really good one, where he tried to get the cancer took out of him.
Yeah.
And then they like cheated him, and
it actually gave it a good story to go with it. Like it was so good. It was so good. For me, when it comes to Saw, this is weird. This is gonna be weird. So I really like Saw 1, 2, and then of course Saw X. But the one that I didn't think I was gonna like, but I ended up liking a lot, was Spiral.
I never saw that one.
Yeah, Chris Rock.
I didn't see that one.
It was really good. It's more like I
disagree with this.
For me, it was more like a crime thriller rather than just a Saw movie. But it's. I guess I took it as when you hear from the Book of Saw, which is part of the title. It's meant to be more inspired by, not necessarily.
You know how that movie came to be made?
I do not. But I did.
Chris Rock was talking to one of the producers of the Saw series at a party, and they were drunk. And he goes, "Man, I always wanted to be in one of those movies." He calls him back with a script and put him in Spiral. That was Spiral. That's exactly how the movie got made.
That's so bad. Great. He cannot. I'm sorry. He's acting was good. Oh, dude, I can't take him serious. Sorry. That's like trying to take The Rock serious in any movie. Like he knows he's.
You're not gonna watch the new Rock movie?
He's typecasted.
Santa's bodyguard.
He's typecasted as the muscular, dope. Like that's who he is.
When they did Jumanji, that actually pissed me off because Jumanji was such a great film.
So good.
Yeah. The original Robin Williams one was so good as a kid, right? Good. As an adult, they know me, but the original one, bro, it was so good.
I mean, the remakes aren't bad in the sense of like the movie. They're for laughs, they're for kids, whereas the original was like teenagers to young adults. Like that was the target audience.
Yeah. The original Jumanji still holds up. I'd watch it.
Oh hell yeah! 100%, absolutely, 100% so good.
It's one of those they shouldn't have touched. They should have just left it alone.
True. What about you, Boogie? What's a horror movie or a movie in general from your childhood that you think it still could hold up in theaters today?
This is so dumb. But you were talking about multiple endings earlier. Mm-hmm. My favorite movie of all time is The Princess Bride. It's tied probably with Fight Club, and both of those movies would do well.
That's a timepiece, yeah.
That is.
But I think you could even remake the Clue game or the Clue movie and do the multiple innings, because we're talking about multiple innings. I fucking love that movie. Every time that's on, I'm like, I just lost 2 hours with commercials. And it's fucking worth it. Clue is so fucking good. But Fight Club is still one of the best movies ever made. And I don't bro out about it. It's, I don't bro out about it. It's not like, oh, that's a new way of life, But it's just a good film.
We had this conversation yesterday about creating like a scene in the movie to get cut. Fight Club has that in there. I don't know if you know this, but like you're not allowed to put a gun in somebody's mouth and have it go off without it being an instant X rating. And they had that at the end with Edward Norton. Mm-hmm. So when they filmed a scene in the middle of the movie where like Edward Norton beats this blonde-haired guy almost to death with his fist, and that scene's only there so it could be cut, so the MPAA would leave the gunshot scene alone at the end of the movie.
Oh wow!
I think one that stands
out. And it's so good too because he's like, I wanted to like dump oil on French beaches I'd never see. I wanted to breathe smoke. Like it's such an iconic movie in the scene now, but it was a filler scene they created just for the MPAA to cut.
Oh wow!
I think one movie that holds up, even if you're like, regardless of what side of the aisle you're on, right, the political aisle, is what's it called? Rocky Horror Movie or something like that. The
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yes, Rocky Horror Picture Show, dude. They did. I didn't know this. So when I was dating somebody, she actually took me to a in theater, not movie theater, a theater of it, right? Like an actual play. Yeah, like a musical. Yep. And they were like the dude in the golden pants was being like chased around the audience and all that. Like it was so interactive. They like gave certain people things to be able to throw at the characters and whatnot and the actors.
Yeah, it's a really good time.
It was really, really good. I think that movie holds
the number one movie ever in the history of anything that will never be touched is Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction's really good.
A good fucking movie.
I hope it never gets a remake. Like they're trying to remake The Crow, and I'm a little annoyed.
Don't touch it.
I'm like so annoyed.
Tarantino's not gonna let anybody touch his shit, dog. Tarantino's not gonna let anybody touch his shit.
Yeah,
nope. He'll probably.
The Crow remake already failed, dude. It's
it was bad.
Yeah, The Crow was not a good choice to remake. I don't know why they remade it.
It's a cult classic, dude. Like literally, Brent. It's so.
I thought they remade it with The Dark Knight. I mean, like the Joker everybody idolizes is just Brandon Lee's Crow. That's all it is. All Heath Ledger did was like copy. Like there was entire scenes ripped from The Crow that happened in The Dark Knight.
I mean, we could literally keep going down. Like No Country for Old Men, dude, so good.
That's up
never
there.
Make it.
Best
Never
scene
remake
in film histories in that movie.
Yeah, the coin flip. Scene, yep.
The quarter flip.
Yep.
That, in my opinion, is the best scene ever filmed, and here's so why. Good. There's no music.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to know anything to happen before or after it. Mm-hmm. You don't need to know what either character's name is, and you know everything that's implied in that scene without anything being said.
Yep.
It will, and you could take anybody of any age level, and they'll be enthralled by it the entire runtime.
The score in that movie, the way they were able to basically with the sound that they were able to show intensity in scenes was so good. The fact that there's so much that like silence in that movie, not talking, and everything is shown by the score, the music, the facial expressions, the intensity, like all of that stuff is so good.
No words.
No words.
Can I ask you a question about this? Like I've always wondered this, like get some opinion. In No Country for Old Men, do you think he kills the trailer park supervisor?
It's one of those.
I have to rewatch it. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I would have to rewatch it, but I don't. I think that. I would assume
it's a big fat woman that kind of stands up to Ashton Sugar.
At the end, right?
At the trailer park.
She's like. I mean, he's been going around murking everybody. I would think so, because there's that moment.
But there's so situations like later on in the film where he shoots the guy who sent him and then sent the Woody Harrelson character.
Right.
Yeah. He ends up going back and shooting him, and there's like an accountant there. He's like, "Are you going to kill me?" He's like, I don't know. Do you see me? And like you're thinking, like he's weird. He's a creature of morals. Like
right.
He's like, if you lie to him, is he going to kill you? But if you tell him the truth, will he let you go?
True. Well, I mean, like, if you're a hitman, can you really trust the word of some random person to say no, I didn't see you?
It's weird. He believes in fate. That's the whole quarter flip thing.
Yeah,
like, the idea is like he flips quarters because fate decides it.
Fate decides everything. It's Weasley Little Liar says Train Spotting is a good movie, which made me think of Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind. That's terrible a good movie. You don't like that movie? It's okay. We can all have different opinions. I like that movie. It wasn't too bad. I think that's one of the few.
But mine might be right.
I think that's one of the few movies with what's his face, Jim Carrey, where seriousness is an okay role for him.
Yeah, I bet you like 23 as well.
No, I hated that movie.
I don't mind a serious Jim Carrey movie. I always thought they should redo Death Wish and have Jim Carrey be the lead of Death Wish.
Oh man!
What?
Why?
What? Like Paul Kersey, Charles Bronson, Death Wish, where he's like a liberal that goes to New York and his wife gets like raped and beat up and stuff. I always thought Jim Carrey would play perfectly in that role of like a liberal that goes over the edge and starts killing like muggers and things like that.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I can see that.
I mean, if we look at his acting history, he can definitely play like a crazy, kooky person. It kind of like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest or The Shining with what's his face that just snaps. Like I think he'd do a
Jack
very
Nicholson.
good. Yeah,
like so good. Speaking of Jack Nicholson, his son can't act.
No.
Ray Nicholson, he's in Smile 2. Just what I'm thinking about because I just went and seen Smile 2 in theaters, and he's like in that movie, and like man, he's fucking terrible actor.
I'm also not a big fan of Gary Busey's son,
Jake.
Yeah,
I like Jake Busey. I don't know why.
What about what was that movie with Clint Eastwood's son? I think it was where they robbed the banks. I forgot the fucking name of the movie.
You're talking about Eastwood. First thing I think is about Unforgiven, but he's not in that.
First thing I think. Den of Thieves. No, that's Ice Cube's son. Ice Cube and 50 Cent are in that movie. Den of Thieves.
Ice Cube, when they did Straight Outta Compton, Ice Cube's son looks just like he did back in the day, bro.
Yeah, it's really, really well done.
Just like he did.
I mean, it wasn't the best of movie, but yeah, it definitely was pretty good. I think we can also agree that like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and The Shining are also two very good cult classic movies that should never be touched. Like I know that they did what was it?
Touched The Shining.
Yeah, they did the Sandman or something.
Sleep.
Yeah, Dr. Sleep. There you go.
No, Dr. Sleep was a sequel. That was they did. Stephen King hated Stanley Kubrick's version of The Shining because he had favorite from the book, and he went and made a TV movie series with like the guy from Wings. I forgot the fucking actor's name.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about though. And it was fucking terrible.
It was terrible. like I was surprised Dr. Sleep was as good as it was.
Yeah, Dr. Sleep did a really good job of trying to like combine the two and make it like one thing. It was really interesting. I thought it was weird.
Big Jonah is saying, embarrassingly, I always fall back to E.T. as a favorite movie. Hey, man, that's nothing to be embarrassed about. The E.T. was a coming of age movie, man.
It was. It was a great
movie. I fucked some bitches that look like E.T.
Hey,
everybody's had a slump buster in their life, bro. Everyone's had a slump buster.
Bro, that's why. Look, you knock out your worst early. That way you can compare everything.
That feel like an Arkansas 7
You
around
gotta call them
here.
mopeds. They're fun to ride until your friends see you doing it.
Yeah.
I remember them, bro. My worst one was a girl named Jill, and I'm just gonna let you imagine that.
That's a very white girl name.
Yo, Spring Break 2005. That's all I'm gonna say.
I think that man, it's crazy that's the best thing about media, right? About film, about all of these things is like it's literally like traveling back in time. Like, because even we could look at like even some of the most dorkiest of movies, like Birds, the 1980s or what is it, 1970s Birds movie. Tacky, so dumb. But if you go back and watch it, you can see the strings and everything. But it's like it was a part of history, man.
That's not true. The way they did the Birds, you're talking about Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. They actually didn't use string with that. They did a process where they superimposed it onto the film. It was brand new technology at the time.
Okay.
No, well, yeah.
I used to geek out over the old Ed Wood movies. I don't know if you ever seen any of those. You got a Plan 9 from Outer
Space.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I'll say what fascinated me was Glenn or Glenda, because he was actually a cross-dresser back in the day. And back then they called them transvestites.
Right.
And the interesting thing was the dude was actually a real psychiatrist, and he was given his real take on what they felt about like cross-dressing back then. So just trying to understand how they thought about it back like in the 50s was really interesting to me, and just comparing it to now, right? They wanted to be more liberal thinking and accept people back then, but that's also, the idea of the nuclear family back then, and very conservative values were like predominant in America. So it's almost ahead of his time if you think about it. Ed Wood was a weird motherfucker, bro.
Some older movies I haven't been able to watch, but I definitely, man, I definitely enjoy these. I mean, again, I could be young, but I got such an old soul where I like watching back this old timepieces that are just so stand the test of time, cult classics. There's so many that like. Because cinema nowadays isn't the same. Cinema nowadays is, hey, let's get all the money. Let's recoup all the money we spent in the first week, and who cares about the rest?
Basically.
I mean, like we look at all the spin-offs that have come from the Marvel franchise, and in my personal opinion, they're just garbage. The Marvels and like all of these, like Madam Web and like all these other ones, She-Hulk. I just look at those and I'm like, man, these are just. How do you not call this a cash grab, man? Like,
well, that's why I also like watching blaxploitation films from the 70s. I'm actually a huge fan of them. Like you had a Blackula, which was like the Black Dracula. That was pretty good. You had and then I had a major crush on Pam Grier when I was younger after Jackie Brown.
Shit, I still do.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, anybody does, yeah.
Bro, and watching her old films like Coffee, Foxy Brown, Women in Cages. Like, bro, I love all those movies.
There's some good new if you guys don't know what, to people in chat, if you don't know what black exploitation films are, it's like it's kind of like the Black Hollywood taking back, like, if I'm not mistaken, right? It's like Black Hollywood taking back like black exploitation films.
It was black money, black actors, and then they made white people look bad.
Yeah,
I'm just being honest.
Yeah, 100%. Like Jackie Brown and all that. So there's a Eddie Murphy came out.
Jackie Brown was a Tarantino movie, by the way.
Yeah, it was.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Going back to the Marvel thing real quick. Okay, so Hollywood has this thing. They've done it with a lot of different geek properties. Obviously, Star Wars being one of them. But they take this entrenched IP like Star Wars, like Marvel, where they know people are going to watch it anyway. And then they think to themselves, we can shove the message in that and they will tolerate the message. And the message is, I mean, on paper, fine. Okay. LGBTQ people exist, dwarves exist, fat people exist, whatever, and they need to exist. And sometimes they can be heroes too. That's a fine fucking message. But what they don't realize is that the writing goes down dramatically poorly. Yeah. And one of the hardest things I think for these people to realize is TV shows with attractive people, TV shows with heroes, TV shows with fucking John Cena and fucking big-bodied, big titty, whatever it is, whatever the physically attractive. That's who we want as our heroes. So when Cripple McDwarf McGee shows up and she's like, "I will beat you with the power of trance," nobody gives a fuck.
You're not wrong, dude.
It's on that, right?
Yeah, it's the power of quality.
Right.
And the worst part about it is the message isn't like a horrific thing.
No.
If it's done well and if it's done sparingly. But eventually I get to a point where I'm like, I need to go watch an 80s movie because everything that's been made in the last 5 years talks about how bad white people are and how bad it is to not be a white person, how difficult it is.
Yeah.
And like, I get it. I fucking get it. I can't help the way I was born. I can't help the color of my fucking skin. I'm done feeling shitty about it. Right.
Right.
I'm gonna go watch fucking Princess Bride. I'm gonna go watch fucking Fight Club. Fuck this shit.
Well, not only that, but it's what do they call it? The progenitor of white guilt and all that makes like people turn around and just immediately be it's so overdone and it's unnecessary, man. It's aggravating. I hate that it's shoehorned into things, because then again, it makes a token out of these people. Like it's one of those things where it's like, bro, your kind, I don't want to say it like that, but like your community, right? The LGBT plus, the Rainbow Mafia, and I say that with all love and hearts and everything. But like when it comes to you guys, those people, you should be more up in arms about this than everybody else, because they're literally putting you on a pedestal, on the selling block, on the auction block, right? And saying, how much can we how much can we get for this check mark right here? And it's annoying, it's aggravating. And then people get called bigoted, people get called, all of these racist, all of these other things for not liking it. And it's like, of all people who shouldn't be liking it, it's you guys should be, pressing against it the most. But I wanted to bring up that to go back to the Black exploitation films, they're actually making some good remakes with kind of in that era, like they cloned Tyrone, or My Name is Dolomite. That was a fantastic movie in my opinion.
Black Dynamite, bro. Black Dynamite with Michael J. White. Black Dynamite is fantastic,
but they made it with Eddie Murphy. My Name is Dolomite.
They made Black Dynamite?
Yeah, with Michael J. White.
Michael J. White, isn't it? Michael J. White or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, he's a good actor too. He's in like Blood and Bone, isn't he?
Dynamite. Blood and Bone, yeah.
Yeah, very, very good.
That was fucking
dude.
It's all pretty much like black actors with a few white people, but they literally make fun of themselves in the movie. Like it's fucking hilarious.
So there was just an FYI, Boogie, there was a lot of W's for you on your little tear right there.
Rant, yeah. They loved it, bro.
Yeah, they loved it. You're right, bro. You're absolutely correct, man. It's just true.
Plex, you're glitching, by the way.
I'm glitching? Ooh.
Yeah. But no, yeah, so yeah, I liked all those older movies just because, I mean, like, they had a Blackenstein, like, for, like, Frankenstein, like a Black Frankenstein. He was, like, an old Vietnam vet. That was a pretty good movie. They had a Brotherhood of Death, which was, like, it was a group of, like, black dudes who came back from Vietnam and they wanted to, like, tour the country to just see it and do, like, a road trip. And they ended up, like, in this, like, predominantly white town where the sheriff was in the KKK. Like that was the whole thing too. But yeah, I liked all those old films. But
I like bad movies.
Dude, the best Rudy Ray Moore movie was fucking Petey Wheatstraw.
I've never heard of that. Yeah.
You never seen Petey Wheatstraw?
No.
You gotta watch Petey Wheatstraw. Like it literally has like the devil's like a pimp and shit like that, and like. He's like, this is why a black man can't have shit. And he goes to his Cadillac and there's people staking the seat out the back of his Cadillac and he goes and has a kung fu fight with him and shit. It's
bro,
that's great. That's great.
Petey Wheatstraw, there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do maybe we'll watch it in a Discord or something. Yeah.
Do a movie night in the Discord. That'd be beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
I feel coming to nowadays cinema, I feel like some people are so established, like Jack Black, that they're just doing anything. Like I feel like Jack Black is now in the same role as what's his face? The dude who did the was it Wicker Man or
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage, yeah. Like Nicolas Cage got himself into a bunch of debt and just picked any movie. I feel like Jack Black right now has so much money, he's just picking anything because he literally did the Minecraft movie and now he's doing Dear Satan. Because I don't know if you guys saw the trailer for it, but like some kid, he apparently is like dyslexic or something, and around Christmas time wrote Dear Satan instead of Santa. So Jack Black is pretending to be Satan and came up to Earth to like follow the kid around and try and corrupt him and all that. It looks very like a slapstick comedy, but I'm like
Jack Black's always picked movies like that. He was in Tropic Thunder. Tropic Thunder's
so good, though. But it's so good.
It could not get made.
Yeah, but like you got to look at it this way. Like he's always picked weird ass movies. Like
right.
I've always wondered. Like he broke Tenacious D up because of Kyle.
Yeah, on stage.
Had like what did he do again?
He said he said something against Trump. I think I forget what it was exactly, but yeah, he said something like, yeah.
I'll say it's kind of the same thing like that show, The Office. They could never redo The Office. I fucking love The Office.
No.
My favorite episode was Diversity Day. I love that fucking episode, bro.
Did you ever catch the Easter egg where Mike is mad at the Daryl, the warehouse worker, and so he dresses up as Daryl and he puts on like the wig and the warehouse outfit, but there is one tiny little shoe polish spot on the back of his neck, so clearly he had put blackface on, decided against it, and wiped it all off, but missed that one spot.
Oh yeah,
that's one of my favorite fucking Easter eggs in that show.
That's fucking hilarious.
Chat's bringing up. They just reminded me. Yeah, he had a birthday on tour, and he said his birthday wish is for next time don't miss. That's what it was. That's what he said. Yeah. Yeah. So there's other stuff that couldn't be remade nowadays too, like Seinfeld. Like one of the outros in Seinfeld, there was where Kramer was like on the pavement and he was just there pretending to be knocked out, and then you had Seinfeld and George like they were taking their pants off, pretending like they were gonna, to Kramer. like, cause like there's so many things back in the day that you just can't remake nowadays in 2024 because there's nothing, there's just nothing there for it,
James Morris brought up a good point. They're doing like an Australian remake. I don't think it's too promising.
Oh, thank you.
And they have a woman as Michael and a woman as Dwight.
Not
saying that's gonna be like bad, but I don't know how they can.
Look at the last Ghostbusters. Look at what happened to that.
I'm not going to say anything, but we can all infer.
Yeah, definitely. Oh man. Yeah. Well, we definitely appreciate you guys coming out, man. You've been here for like 2.5 hours. You guys are awesome. You guys are always great to talk to. A fantastic amount of laughs all the time. Is there any closing remarks you guys want to give?
Another blaxploitation movie I was thinking about was the most recent one I remember was The Last Dragon. That's another good one.
The Last Dragon. Bruce Leroy. Yeah,
Bruce Leroy. Yeah.
I just saw a commercial for it too while I was watching Netflix. Bro. That's awesome. Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna go eat lunch with my girl. Before I do, just say thanks for having me on, guys. And thank you for putting on a good show. And thank you for watching Walkout Live. We appreciate you.
I used to think that was Busta Rhymes as show enough.
That's funny as shit. I wanted to say happy 1 year to Lolcow.
Yes, tomorrow.
Right? We're doing it big. We're doing it big tomorrow.
Definitely be tuning in.
We'll definitely be there.
We're unveiling like the season 1 like prize pack and everything, and it's fucking kick ass.
Yeah, that's badass as shit. Yeah, like I say, we're definitely gonna be there to check it out. But we appreciate your time, sir, as always.
Yes, the man, the myth, the legend, Pimp Daddy Wings. Have a good one, sir. Have a good one.
Brother.
Thank you so much for coming out.
All right. Let me go ahead and
2.5 hours with the boys.
Yes,
that was
awesome.
beautiful.
Let me go ahead and just fix all of this.